You don't follow the leader of your party, the political party?
You're not my party. I'm a conservative, but I'm also registered as an independent. And the thing that I kind of want to...
Oh my god. Okay. Well,
The thing that I want to ask you is
it's kind of crazy to me. Hey, look, Blurry Z. But like, again, it's kind of crazy to me because it's like they're cheering for something that is so blatantly stupid. Like, first of all, registering as independent, moderates, no morals, am I right, guys? Second of all, conservative, retard. And then they're clapping and cheering for it, and I'm like...
You need to make a statement very firmly condemning violence, and when you say things and you go on Piers Morgan and you continually say that the right needs to disavow, so do you. All of us need to. That's the point of this tour.
We've been disavowing for 10 years. The right refuses to do it.
It's not about, my question is not about left versus right. My question is about your recent remarks. That's all I'm trying to get at.
Well, if you don't even care what the president has to say on violence, why do you care what I have to say? I'm not even part of your political movement.
I do not care.
There's an unserious question.
I also
if you don't
care.
Why do you care what I say?
I also care what the president says. My point is that
you guys should ask him to turn it down.
I think if you have the people with Grovers, that's fine.
I also think, Destiny, that you have a role in doing this because you represent...
You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
You don't think so when you have such a big platform. You know, you're the biggest voice here.
The United States, not as big as J.D. Vance, not as big as Nancy Mace, not as big as all these lawmakers, cabinet members, presidents, vice presidents, podcasters, alternative media guys on the right, everybody from the Daily Wire, Steve Bannon and his show. All of these guys are saying the left is the enemy, the radical left Democrats are one of the causes. They had a whole conspiracy led out about who the shooter was before they even knew who anything about him at all.
Destiny.
So I'm sorry, like the idea that you're up here saying like, well, your rhetoric is responsible is a joke.
I don't believe that your rhetoric is responsible at all. I'm saying that the promotion of this continual rhetoric will only feed into the right. This is only feeding into the people that you are saying to disavow violence. Let's get.
I want everybody in this country to disavow violence. I was feed into the right.
I was at the rally.
No.
I mean, this is a cost-benefit. This is a cost-benefit analysis, right? You're also turning up the temperature. But you kind of don't want anyone else to be the victim except for yourself, right? You kind of want to martyr yourself by being in front of a crowd where you could potentially be shot, right? The thing is like what this kind of looks like here is that like he's just willing to stand on business, which is respectable. I think this is a very respectable thing to do. I mean, like, fuck, I don't want to glaze Destiny too much, but like the thing is that like the reality is that it is post-shooting and he is outside and he fits a lot of the criteria that Charlie Kirk like fits, right? Yeah, like he's willing to stand on business, like give a man his dues, you know. But like another thing is that again, it's a cost-benefit analysis because, well, you have to think about it like this, okay? You have to think about it like this. Sure, you're contributing to the escalation of the rhetoric, right? But at the same time, are you losing perspective of the situation? If it is worth bringing more people to the perspective of the situation, so then people can finally begin to tone down the rhetoric and pressure Donald Trump to disavow the violence, like, don't you think, and disavow the right as well? Like, don't you think that maybe the overall benefit could outweigh the initial costs of the situation? Because yeah, sure, you raise the temperature yourself in like the first, like, I don't know, 15 days, 20 days, but how do you know like hundreds of days down the line that you look back and you're like, oh God, I wish I could have done something like this, right? God, I wish I could have brought more attention right after the issue is over. It's a cost-benefit analysis. And yeah, I just don't know why people aren't talking about the cost-benefit analysis. The entire point of this is to highlight the hypocrisy that's going on. You contributing to the rhetoric, it highlights the double standards of the situation. It has a purpose. It has a purpose. It is meant for de-escalation. De-escalation in the long run, right? Yeah, it's a gamble, but it's a gamble you take, right? Yeah. And I wouldn't say that it's a gamble as in it's the sense of like, oh, well, you're a lefty and you're gambling accelerationism or something. No, I'm not saying that. Destiny knows a lot about politics and he's still taking gamble because it's an informed decision. Anyway. Your mic is so loud compared to the video? Oh, I'm sorry.
You explain, when I say I want everybody in this country to be able to disavow violence, how does that feed into the right?
When you say that conservatives need to be afraid of dying at events that turn down the temperature.
I've said that everybody should have a healthy fear of political violence. We shouldn't want it to happen.
So then say everybody. You should have said that.
You've said this for over a decade, but you guys don't hear it.
Then why?
You're not connected to reality.
I'm not connected to reality.
You're not connected to reality.
Last rebut.
How
many BLM rioters did Joe Biden pardon?
Oh, man.
Exactly. How many J6ers did Donald Trump pardon? What kind of a message is it sending to your base to say that you can commit violence on my behalf to install me as a leader, and if you get caught, I'll pardon you?
There's a lot of implicit assumptions that you're making. You're assuming that I support January 6th. You're assuming that I support.
Do.
Yeah, but you're generalizing me as a part of the Republican right when I'm standing here. I'm standing here with a club, and we are trying to promote dialogue here. That's all I'm concerned about, and all I'm asking you is that as a conservative, where I have faced this fear for years, where I've also dealt with threats of violence. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this, because I also don't stand with the demagogues that are calling for violence against the left as well.
That's fine, but so if you say that violence is the thing that worries you, if I were to go through your Twitter account, is there a single tweet of yours criticizing the president for his rhetoric?
I don't use Twitter. I don't engage in online rhetoric because I think that it's pointless.
This is an unserious question.
This is not an unserious question whatsoever. I don't need to use Twitter to be engaged with politics when I'm part of large political organizations on campus. I'm engaging with my enemies in person, not on the screen. That's what matters. Thank you for being here. Good luck.
Yeah.
Just a quick note.
Bro, people are gonna think he won that debate just because of the cheering and shit, dude. It's so cringe. It's so cringe.
If you're not asking,
bro is not plugged and unaware, dude. I'm sorry, but that's also where the action is, right? Like, it's not just on Twitter. And even if you were off Twitter, doesn't knowing what is going on at Twitter matter? Because because Trump and all the fucking conservatives are like a part of that platform, and it's essentially become like one of the most cancerous platforms on the entire internet. I don't know. It's just cringe.
the question, you can't be in the aisles. We need them clear for like ADA something. Safety.
Believe me, it's great to meet Destiny.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, we need both mics, okay? Okay.
I need both mics. It's a technical issue.
Yes.
Real question here. Sorry, I hate you with the Trump. Believe me, Destiny, you're not the master debater. You never have been. Quite frankly.
Okay, hold on.
wait,
we need a question.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask a question. Serious question with the name of your movement. It was the first thing that I saw. I knew nothing about your movement. I watched you on my TV earlier this week. I thought what you said was pretty intellectual, and I enjoyed what you said. Why unfuck America? Because my semantic question is, how do you unfuck something? Once you have thoroughly done the deed. No, seriously. Once you have done the deed, it's like the Virgin Mary is no longer a virgin after that point. That's just, I just don't know what's your point with that.
Well, you're gonna have to ask the people in charge of branding. It's not my name, so I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad.
That's fine.
One last question, and then we gotta move on.
Do you agree with that sentiment then? Unfuck America. Could you explain what that means to you? Because with Charlie Kirk and Turning Point, he said, we're going to make a turning point in culture for youth. For you, what does unfuck America mean in your words?
For me, personally, I think that right now we are living in, it's already been demonstrated, completely and totally separate realities at this point, to where we can't even agree on what's happened on either side. And if we have an inability to connect on even basic facts, I don't know how we have any conversation to move literally any aspect of the country forward.
Yeah.
So for me, I wish that there was better reporting. I wish that conservatives, weren't so complicit with Donald Trump lying about literally every single thing that comes out of his mouth. I wish that, a lot of the media environment needs to be fixed, especially on the conservative side.
How do you unfuck something? Like because my feeling as an American is like, we are in this position, right or left. We have fucked the country. How do we unfuck it besides a culture war? And I don't know if you know Curtis Yarvin. He's an obscure figure on the right, and he says there is no winning a culture war. And
Of course, this guy is a Curtis Yarvin fan. I knew. Okay, yeah.
even being here, I applaud the debate, but how do we win a culture war like this, where it's constantly, like you said, we can't even agree on the same facts? So where do you see this going? How do you unfuck something?
I mean, there's a role for like tons of different people involved. I mean, it might be advocating for a politician you believe in at some local level, state level, federal level. It might be a guy who makes video essays. It might be people that run political clubs on campuses. But I mean, at some point, people in America are going to have to make like better decisions and decisions with more integrity about what it means to be involved in politics, that it's more than just a hobby or a game, or that it's more than just sniping headlines, or that it's more than just telling whatever lies the most convenient on your side. But I mean, absent people willing to do that, I mean, I guess we just continue to go in the direction we're going.
Thank you.
Can I keep talking?
We got to move
Okay.
on. You can line back up, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Hi, I wanted to commend you for doing this. Just getting up in front of people and talking instead of violence is exactly what we need and exactly what both sides should be doing. My question was about, sorry, something you said earlier this week on the Piers Morgan show. You said, if you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for a second term. Why would you say that, and what did you mean by that?
Because I think
sounds like
Donald Trump is constantly using the most violent and the most extreme rhetoric possible. I don't understand how you can continually support somebody who, laughs about people dying in boats in Venezuela, who laughs about bombing Iran, even though we're supposed to be the country of no new wars, a guy who, like, at every opportunity he has to take a different path, he continues to make statements basically encouraging violence. On Fox and Friends, they asked him twice if he would disavow violence, and he can't do it without blaming the left or talking about Joe Biden, who makes jokes about invading other countries, who calls all Democrats radical leftist lunatics, who plays games with FEMA, who won't, even have the basic decency to call Tim Walz and give him some condolences over the assassinated Minnesota senators. I mean, like, when you're voting for this over and over again and you think it's like epic and based and hilarious, and then, the political violence in this country has been ramping up over the past 5 years, and nobody is paying attention to it, because anytime it happens on the right, on the conservative side, you guys memory hole it and you meme it away, and then you come back to hope the next one is about a left-leaning person, and then we'll talk about that, and then here we are. So, how about the Buffalo shooter that had a 180-page manifesto on the Great Replacement theory? Yeah, you don't even remember about this. How about the two people that were killed in Minnesota recently by, it wasn't by a leftist. It wasn't, absolutely, the guy told his whole family to register vote for Trump.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a school shooting that just happened in Colorado. Like, the whole
I don't know about the. Hold on, fuck me, dude. Two Democratic lawmakers dead.
January 6th event from start to finish. All of those convictions were all pardoned by Trump.
That's just going to encourage that.
Sorry, what?
It's going to encourage it if you just keep talking to the crowd.
Multiple Democratic lawmakers have died in 2025, but not in a single incident. The most recent high-profile cases involved Melissa Hortman, Mark Hortman. Why don't I ever hear their names? The Hortmans, right? Sorry. Yes, this is AI, yes, but yeah. Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark Hortman in June 2025, the former Minnesota House Speaker was shot and killed in her home in Brooklyn Park by a gunman posing as a police officer. A manifesto listing other officials was found in the suspect's vehicle. John Burton, the former California State Senate President pro tempore. Okay, all right, the titles are getting ridiculous. And longtime chair of the California Democratic Party, died in September 2025 at age 92. Okay, that doesn't really... Oh, esophageal cancer? Oh, these are all, like... Okay, sorry. It isn't just... That... NPR... Stop! Authorities in Minnesota said Monday that the man arrested in a Saturday attack that killed one state lawmaker had a hit list of 45 elected officials. All Democrats? Well, what? Wait! Why is this the first time I'm seeing this? Why is this the first time I'm seeing this? Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, that's twisted. Destiny brings it up a lot. 45? Does he bring up the number 45? Like, there's 45. There's like 45 people who are like. Jesus Christ. What? How could you? Oh my god. Dude, I am pissed off by any moderates who tell me, dude, how could you? Bro! It's not even close.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what we're here for. To talk
You
about. Yeah, go ahead.
mentioned the Buffalo shooter. There are such a minuscule fraction of centrists and right-wing people that are going to support somebody like that. That is, some of those things are on the left, but some of them are also on the right. Not everybody.
No, not the number. It was just a list of Dems. No, I know, but that's like the list of Dems for him, right? Like that was the targets that he wanted to go after, right?
Neither radical is good. But when you go on a show like that and you say, all right, one of the major there were two candidates. You elected one, and because of that, Charlie Kirk was shot. You should have elected my candidate. That is exactly what it sounds like you're saying.
You have to elect my candidate. There are other people
I don't
in the
agree with
primary as well.
everything Donald Trump says. I don't agree with a lot of what he says or what he does. He should disavow violence. He should do a lot of these things. But going on there and saying, okay, you voted, half of the country that voted for this, you are the reason Charlie died. You should have not voted for this side of the party. That's exactly what it sounds like on national television.
I mean, I'm sorry if that's offensive, but at some point when we grow up, we have to realize that politics isn't just a game. It's offensive. You're offended. You're upset about it, and you should be. But when you vote for people, you're voting for very real things to happen. People getting deported from the country isn't a joke. Doing terrorists that are destroying parts of our economy isn't a joke. Yeah, I mean, clap away for it, dipshit. I mean, that's on you. I mean, even you guys as fucking fiancés are getting deported. You guys are, laughing at people going on about it. It's absolutely insane. So, but I mean, as long as you're willing to clap and laugh and joke about it, that's fine. But don't be surprised, like when other crazy stuff continues to happen in the country. Like it's the direction that you're pushing things. So.
Bye.
Hold these both?
I'm gonna hold them.
Okay. Sorry, 1 sec.
We can't even get to my favorite boring moderate part, policy debate. Nah, fuck policy debates. They're boring, okay? This is good entertainment, at the very least, for me, okay? Trump, when those killings were brought up recently... Oh, yeah.
In retrospect, given all of the moving ways that this White House has paid tribute to Charlie Kirk, do you think it would have been fitting to lower the flags to half-staff when Melissa Hortman, the Minnesota House Speaker, was gunned down by an assassin as well?
I'm not familiar.
The Minnesota House Speaker, a Democrat, who was assassinated this summer.
Well, if the governor had asked me to do that, I would have done that. But the governor of Minnesota didn't ask me. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I would have if somebody had asked me. People make requests for the lowering of flag, and oftentimes you have to say no because it would be a lot of lowering. The flag would never be up. Had the governor of Minnesota asked me to do that, I would have done that gladly.
Mr. President,
Fuck my life.
Little stage right when we get done that.
Just come a little bit more forward. We'll just scooch the line up.
So real quick, I just wanted to ask, this is kind of the same thing as the last one, so I'll try to be brief, but, I saw some comments from you saying that, in regards to, events like the Charlie Kirk shooting, that conservatives should be afraid to go to such events. Now,
So
just
hold
going
on,
to say...
wait, just because this
Oh,
quote...
please
I like
don't
the-
interrupt me, good sir.
You can talk as much as you want, okay? The full quote, if you listen to what I'm saying, are we here to talk or are you here to just talk?
This is so embarrassing for the right. This is like even more they don't feel shame anymore. Okay, listen, they don't feel listen. The sounds that he is making is it tells a lot about what his soul is, okay? His inner soul is that, okay? A baby, okay?
Fucking me. If you're gonna misquote me, I'm gonna correct you, right? I think, thank you, yes. Let me speak, thank you. What I'm saying is that
I'm gonna get
everybody,
I promise.
sir, I don't make 30-second videos. I don't know if you saw Jesse Waters, okay? Can we have, can I have my one-on-one conversation? Shut the fuck up! Can I have my one-on-one conversation, please? Let me have my one-on-one conversation, okay? What I said was...
Hold on.
Hey, I want the speaker. I want to honor his time. So I need you guys to just, if you want to talk to Steven, just come up in line, okay? I want to honor the speaker's time.
No.
All I'm saying is that everybody should be afraid of political violence. It's not good. Nobody should cheer it on you.
I'm sorry, I was speaking, you know. It must have been hard to tell because you were talking. But, now.
Wow, you really got him. Whoa, wow. Yes, wow. Okay, yeah, okay.
All right, settle down. I'm not that funny. Now, in regard to those comments which I just mentioned, I guess first, how is that unfucking America? Second, that seems like a horrible thing to say. And
So
third,
smart, guys.
was it worth getting fired from Twitch?
Dude. He's trolling, right? He has to be. He's not even coming in here with a serious conversation. Like, he seems like a young person, right? So he knows that you don't get fired from Twitch. You get banned from Twitch. And that happened in, like, what, 2022 or something, right? What? I'm so confused. No, it isn't that he took the bait. I don't know if he's, like, just simply trolling in a sense of, like, oh, he knows that what they're saying is ridiculous. But then I don't know. I just can't. I just don't know. Okay, Jesus. Yeah.
So my Twitch ban was 3 years ago. You're the dipshits that fell for that because you couldn't bother to fact check anything, like you don't do with any conservative media. Ironically enough, the thing I was banned from Twitch for had to do with attacking trans people, so, you know, double irony there. For your other two questions, I never made that quote, so I have nothing to respond to. So what's the next person?
Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Then what about the lawsuit right now for showing some
What about this? What about that?
some girl's nudes to someone that you're
Listen,
in?
anybody can file a civil lawsuit for any reason. What about the lawsuit where your president was held civilly liable for raping a woman? Seems like you don't care much about lawsuits, so... That was my question, right? Hey, this guy... Yeah, go to the next one. Next question. Go.
Next question.
Nah, go for it.
Who says I voted for him? I do.
Hi, Destiny. Thank you for seeing me. I appreciate it. And this has got to be pretty surreal after what's happened. But my one question to you is actually evolving around what you did.
I listen, dude. That guy's brain is full of marbles. Okay, all right.
Did say on your platform, and my question is, when you said that conservatives should be afraid, what was your intended message behind that? Because when I watched you, hold up, wait 1 second, please. Because when I watched you say that, the way that you said that, that doesn't seem like a good message to spread to anybody.
Sure, so where did you see me say that at?
It was online. I can't remember. I don't know if it was Twitch or
So it
whatever
definitely wasn't
exactly.
my stream, yeah? Okay.
Well, I saw it.
No, that's fine, but
Yeah.
this is part
So
of the
why
problem.
did you
is that-
say conservatives
Sure,
should
I
be
understand.
afraid? I saw the full context. It wasn't snipped. You said that word for word.
Why do you think I said it?
I want to ask you. That's why I'm here.
No, I'm asking you. I want a good
It
faith.
is your thought. I want to know what you meant, Destiny. You made the statement, not I. I'm asking for clarity. So tell me.
Okay. For a side that can have endless interpretation and charity for every single
Why
incident,
can't you tell me
I'm
what
trying to
you're
answer your
meaning?
question. But it's a deeply unserious question, given the endless
That's a
amount of
very
charity you
serious
have
question,
for every
Destiny.
unbelievably insane statement that was said on your side from literally every single conservative thing I've seen talk. So what I meant was,
you don't know what side I am on, Destiny. I'm asking you a genuine question
Can I
for
answer?
a conversation.
Can I answer
Will you
the question?
answer it then?
Yeah, I'm answering it right now.
Oh my god, these people make the people on the average Prime Kai panel look like fucking geniuses. Dude, these people make the Prime Kai people look like fucking the smartest people. Holy shit. What inbred gene pool did these people fucking crawl out from, dude? Holy shit. Dude, these actual, like, fucking loser, inbred, like, fucking Trump cum sock morons. Jesus Christ. The absolute, like, the average IQ of people in the room, minus Destiny and Kyla, is probably, minus the people who are part of Unfuck America, is probably, like, 20. Or some shit, if I'm being generous, okay? You know how you're supposed to, like, put together brain cells and, like, form, like, a larger, like, pool of intelligence? I feel like these brain cells are kind of like adding a negative number and a positive number. It just, like, cancels each other out. Jesus Christ.
Now, but you're talking. You must not have heard me
Please.
because you were speaking at the same time.
Please, tell me.
So the answer is that everybody in this country should be afraid of political violence. It's not good when we start killing each other because of politics. That's a really bad thing. And it feels like right now, the conservative side isn't asking anybody on their side to tone it down. So it seems like they're not worried about political violence. That's the issue. You guys have all this energy.
Did the lefty college kids who debated Charlie Kirk crash out this much? No, it didn't seem so, I think.
For everybody on the left about disavowing political violence, and you have nothing to say to your leader, to the leader of your party.
Oh, no. I think some have. Like, the people who are, like, very, passionate about, like, transgender issues or something. I'm sure, like, they're just crashing out like a bunch of cringe lords. But, like, the thing is that, like, if you're passionate, this happens on both sides. Like, this is, like, one of these things where it's like, it's actually equal. Like you're always gonna have the most extreme people who are have Dunning-Kruger, right? Like you have people who have Dunning-Kruger who are cheering on other people who have Dunning-Kruger, and they're all debating and thinking that they're winning and thinking that they're actually making cool dunk points, so then they can show it to their friends, right? Yeah, that's what's going on, really, right? Yeah. Oh, notice how they're all guys, by the way. Women can never be this stupid. Wait, has there been any women that showed up? I don't know. I don't care. All I know is that women are smarter, okay? Anyway.
What? You didn't answer my question. What was your intended meaning behind it? No, you said everybody should. What was your intention behind it? Why did you say it?
The intention is that people need to realize that political violence doesn't look good for anybody in this country. People need to have that understanding. People need to have that awareness. People need to be afraid that, like, a civil war is not a fun thing. People killing each other.
That's not how you said it.
Why are you asking me for my thoughts? Why don't you just fill in the blanks then? Go ahead.
Thank you for your time.
Right now. Yeah, you go ahead and post it yourself. Deeply unserious.
Hi, I was just wondering what you would think about how if John Lennon was alive, and think about what just.
Okay, never mind. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, don't say anything crazy, Foodshops. Don't say anything crazy, Cat. Okay, alright, Cat, you can do this. Okay. Don't say anything crazy.
Happened, and the fact that we're not doing anything to respect his legacy, and the fact that we're freaking pissing on his grave.
Wait, John Lennon?
Yes.
I'm gonna
He
be
was an
honest.
activist.
Well, I hated the Beatles. I don't have anything good to say.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion about John Lennon. I'm sorry.
Okay, I prejudged. My bad. Okay, I prejudged. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank God.
I'm gonna let it. Yeah.
I can't hold it.
It's just easier.
I like to,
Yeah.
So what is your name exactly? Who are you?
Stephen Bonnell.
Okay.
All right. I know all the fucking DGG women are in my audience, okay? Which one of you guys was this? Okay? Which one of you guys was this?
Okay, so I understand you're trying to get your 50 minutes of fame, but it's fucking disrespectful.
It's 15 years, but go ahead.
Okay. Before I ask you fucking questions, I want to understand what kind of person you are. How many genders are there?
However many you want there to be.
How many? No, how many are there?
Well, I thought it was male and female, but apparently after today it's male, female, and snowflake, so I guess I'd go with 3.
True!
I bet you have really high estrogen levels, don't you?
I don't know why. You want to fuck me? Wait, do you have a question, or Jesus Christ? You guys think about trans people more than the people that... Jesus.
Bro, dude, 100% they think about trans people more than me. I don't think about trans people. I don't give them any thought. Okay, I'm sorry. Like these days, I don't give them any thought until it's time for my fucking appointment. Okay, with a mental health professional and with a psychiatrist. Okay, I'm sorry. I just don't give any thought to the idea of gender or trans people or anything until it's relevant. Okay, usually most of the time, it's other people bringing it up to me first, okay? It's like, oh, are you trans? Are you a boy and girl? Or whatever. I'm like, okay, all right. I hate the topic. The topic is boring. The topic is so boring. Like, Twitch poll, okay, there was a time in Twitch poll, I think, where the topic was just non-stop transgender topics. It was just not, every panel was trans, okay? Okay, that sounds like it's a bunch of trans people on a single panel, which is not what I mean, okay? What I'm saying is, it feels like, they be gooning too hard for trans? That's what I'm saying! They have trans people on their mind all the time because that's all they're gooning for! Like, what the fuck? I don't make it my entire identity because that's fucking boring! I don't make it my personality because it's boring! It's like you have nothing else to your personality outside of being trans, but these people have nothing outside of their personality for hating on trans people, right? So it's really nothing different from any other obnoxious fucking baby trans person out there who is like browsing r/tra, right? Like, the thing is like these people, like, they dedicate their entire existence to like fucking transvestigating like random fucking politicians. Meanwhile, more than half of the conservative cis women out there legitimately look like the most masculine woman I've ever seen with broad shoulders and weird fucking eyeliner. Like, yeah, of course. Dude, it's crazy out in this bitch, dude. It's crazy. Anyway. Sorry.
I'm ready.
You got a question? For real? I'm gonna take it if you don't.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Sure, why?
Okay, thank you.
Whoa, she's trying to silence me!
We're done.
That's what y'all do, y'all silence people because y'all can't fucking handle the truth?
Who's silencing? Jimmy Kimmel just got kicked off ABC because... I'll cheer for it.
One more question.
I'm sorry.
I'm the safe.
No.
Charlie
Party
Kirk's
free
life
speech, by the way.
fucking matters!
Foodshops, well, we know. Oh, what is this? Grindr dating app crashes in Milwaukee. Close ad. Close ad. In Milwaukee during RNC. Everything we know. Okay, that's just... Okay, yeah, I heard about that. By the way, just by the way, okay, wasn't Alex Jones caught looking at trans porn? Wasn't he caught like looking at T porn stars? Alex Jones. Like, give me a break, dude. These people project like their fucking trans fetishes onto fucking everything.
Charlie Kirk's fucking life matters!
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I just request for this question, just no heckling, because I just want to have like a real conversation here. Like, I'm not here to attack anyone or
Thank God,
to say I'm right or anyone's wrong. I'm trying to just bring about a constructive dialogue. I want to abandon this partisan bullshit that is making people homicidal towards each other. We're not heading in a good direction as we see here. People are angry. People are pissed. I saw what happened last week. It was horrifying. I couldn't believe it. And I saw everyone mocking his death, pissing on his grave, and that was horrible. And then I saw everyone on the right getting even more pissed off and radicalized and angry and hurling slurs at each other, say horrible things back and forth. And I've never seen.
Check Grindr stats during Charlie Kirk's funeral. Oh shit. True.
anything like that in my life. And
Oh, sorry, I'm reading something.
how do we just form that peaceful dialogue? How do we get through this, bro? Because we're on the verge of a civil war. I wouldn't have come here otherwise. I'm fucking scared. I came here all the way from Florida. I want to get through this.
I mean, nobody likes cancer, but I mean, like, the right has to be willing to take accountability for things and to, like,
I agree.
disavow
We all have
violence
to
on their side.
condemn all political violence across the spectrum.
We've been doing that, though. That's been doing that for the past decade.
We all have to.
It's
Everyone.
not, you can't, it's the both sides thing just doesn't work anymore. It's like a boat rowing with one paddle. Like, the left can row harder and harder, but we're still gonna go around in circles.
You missed the part where Foods roasts the white dude? What? Where? What?
That's what y'all do. Y'all silence people because y'all can't fucking handle.
Oh,
You.
maybe I did.
I can't hold it.
Sorry.
That is great.
I don't know.
Okay, who is this Yahoo? Who is this Yahoo?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'm gonna let it. Yeah.
I can't hold it.
It's just easier.
I like to, you know.
Yeah.
So what is your name exactly? Who are you?
Stephen Bonnell.
Okay, so I understand you're trying to get your 50 minutes of fame, but it's fucking disrespectful.
It's 15 years, but go ahead.
Okay. Before I ask you fucking questions, I want to understand what kind of person you are. How many genders are there?
However many you want there to be.
How many? Oh, how many are there?
Well, I thought it was male and
No, we heard it. We heard it. We got past this part. We're fine.
sides are not equal here. The right has an inability to, like, critically analyze itself. They think that they're righteous in all of their anger and in all of their fury. And as long as that's, like, going to be a driving force, like, one side can't force civility. It has to come from both sides. So until somebody's willing to, like, sit down and have an honest conversation about that, we're just going to keep. Yeah, no.
I agree. That's what
Charlie Kirk is on his program talking about Joe Biden being executed for treason. Like,
this Hamlet shall not fall.
Yo, Princess, thank you so much for rating. 19 viewers. I appreciate that. Thank you. Are you a Foodshops fan now? Like, is that what's going on? Are you still hanging around with Darius IRL? Like in real life, not his name. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you're delusional if you think your side has done anything to try to turn down the violence. It's just not true.
And that conversation that you want to have, like, I also want to have. I mean, are we going to be talking, like, after this? Like, is there going to be groups after? Like, I genuinely just want to have a conversation about this, get full context. Because the truth is, let me just say one thing. It's crazy how, like, on social media, you, like, one or two.
Do you prefer sub on Kick or YouTube? I would encourage, if you were to sub yourself, I would encourage everyone to sub on Kick if you had to choose between the two. The reason for this is because I'm trying to work my way towards verified on Kick, and I want to be verified on Kick. And it requires, like, individual memberships that you have done yourself, right? You have to be all separate people. It can't be gifted, by the way. So yeah, like, I would encourage, like, going on to Kick to do it. But yeah. I'm DGG adjacent kinda. Darius, I still traveling around us fellow Deftones. Well, I mean, I guess, like, do you watch, like, do you watch politics? Do you catch up on politics? I'm just so curious about, like, why Darius IRL, like, a person who is, like, doing IRL streaming, right, is, like, I don't know, like, this is all political shit. I don't know, but you know.
Right-wing posts, all you see is everything from the right, and vice versa. Like, one or two left-wing posts, all you see is from the left. And I think that, like, the mainstream media, bro, I think that social media, I think it's specifically designed to just kind of program us to, like, hate each other and beat each other's throats, and so we don't focus on, like, the common enemy at the top, you know? I just really, you know, I don't want...
The common enemy at the top? Trump?
Any violence, but, like, there's talks of civil war, this, like, anger, this wrath I'm seeing, you know, it's, we gotta tone it down. We don't want to live in a bloodbath. That's not good for anyone.
I mean, I agree 100%. Yeah.
That's all I'm here to really say. That's just my main point. And I want us to get through this. I want us all to get through this as a country. I'm fucking scared. I wouldn't have come all the way here from Florida if I wasn't so fucking scared. I've never seen anything like that, like, on my timeline. I just couldn't believe it. And also
the dankest dungeon.
Wait, is that the same Radiant from DGG chat? Yo, Radiant, thank you so much for the sub on Kick. Watch Destiny since 2017. I do debates occasionally. Debate Andrew Wilson and Pearl Davis. Oh, okay. I'm guessing that's during the Red Pill era. Cool. Wait, he came all the way from Florida for this? Oh, jeez.
So let me just say, I think we need to just stop going after one another and targeting each other, because the truth is, when we start going after each other and cornering each other, we're kind of forcing like our adversaries to become more radical, more irrational, because now their lives are at risk. You know what I mean? Now there's like a conflict of interest. So if you really want to have like an honest conversation about this and get through this as a nation, I think we need to stop, piling on each other, calling for people to go to prison. Like, I'm not about that. Obviously a lot of people across the political spectrum sometimes get carried away and will say things that could imply violence, but like, I don't think we need to go down that road of imprisoning every single, because we don't want to go down that road. So let's just temper everything down and have a conversation. That's all I want.
Yeah, I hope we can all do that, yeah.
I'm just going to say it. It's about that I wanted to understand. Can I take it a second? I'm just ready to... Oh, well, I wanted to say I'm proud to... I'm not scared. I'm proud to be an American. I'm really grateful that you're here to have this conversation. And I think that you're right. I think that we're living in two different realities from the right and the left. For a long time, I was on the left, and I've been a registered independent my entire life. And then after January 6th, actually, I became way more conservative, and I support the right. And in my opinion, looking and listening to what Charlie Kirk had to say, which I listen to him all the time, I don't think he was spreading any hate at all. I think he was stating the truth, that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. I also...
Oh. Nothing like naming Sky Daddy, I guess.
I also feel that Donald Trump did in fact condemn this violence inside of his initial address when Charlie Kirk was...
Wait, so what the fuck does she want Destiny to say? Like, she's not even asking a question. It sounds like she just wanted a podium to say something, right? Like, dude, this is so cringe. To just get her off. It's just like, if she has nothing to say, then why the fuck is she even here? Like, okay, please just have at least one question.
His first shot, or whenever he was pronounced dead, and then he addressed the nation. He said that there's no room for political violence on either side. Now, certainly, just like as we know, Charlie Kirk was starting to see the truth and opening his eyes. We don't support...
No, the reason why you should never kick the hecklers out is because it's good for Steven, okay? Steven looks good when you have a bunch of like unhinged MAGA mob people like coming in and heckling him, right? And saying crazy shit, right? So the thing is that, yeah, like, it's just crazy. Also, I think that Steven should begin carrying a fucking Quran around, okay? Wait, where's my Quran? Where is it? Fuck, I have it here somewhere. Dude, I think he should begin carrying a Quran around, okay? Because, you know what? Yeah, at this point, yeah. Fuck it.
Trump, and we do see him as probably compromised. I mean, the majority of people who supported him do see this.
That's a goiper?
That doesn't change the fact that how are we supposed to have civil conversations? How do you want to unfuck America? Somebody asked you that in good faith, and I didn't hear a really good answer from you. And I don't understand how we're living on two different realities, because I would love to understand and see the facts that you're seeing. I just don't see it. Like, I see more...
Martini, shaken, not stirred.
Steve, call her a rib and ask for the next caller.
Corey, thank you for the $2. Wait, what does calling someone a rib mean? Her? Wait, how is she a Groyper don't tend to be women, dude.
You were talking about Kamala Harris, and you're like, how many people were pardoned from the BLM riots? How much money did Kamala Harris raise in order to get them out of jail?
Like,
how many of them weren't even prosecuted?
What do you think Kamala Harris did in terms of raising money for people?
Oh, well, it was still on her Twitter. Like,
Kamala Harris tweeted like one thing saying like, here's a bail fund to donate to. I think I got like 100 likes.
Well, no, but you're sitting here talking about how it's important for Donald Trump to use his platform to whatever. Listen, but Kamala Harris used hers to get people who were committing violence out of the jail. So irregardless, they weren't even getting prosecuted. So let's move on from this.
Sure. Well,
please tell me how we're going to unfuck. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. So number one, a lot of people did get prosecuted related to BLM riots. Number one. Number two. There's nothing wrong with a bail fund. If somebody wants to raise money to bail people out, that's fine. Number three, if you want to talk about horrific statements related to bail funds, Charlie Kirk was literally saying that people should do a bail for the guy that attacked Paul Pelosi, and that it'd be funny to bail him out of jail and ask him a bunch of questions, which was infinitely more disgusting than just tweeting a link to a bail fund from Kamala Harris's account.
Okay, whatever. If you want to say that that's worse, that's okay. That's for you to see it. But how am I supposed to...
Hello, Giga Stacy? Whatever. Whatever. You're right. Okay, so you know what he should do? He should say, for Charlie Kirk, whatever. Charlie Kirk dies, whatever. Whatever. Whatever.
Find the facts the way that you do, because to me, it seems like you're a byproduct of the liberal indoctrination that's taking over this nation.
Well, I mean, the problem is you'll never see it because most people, Charlie Kirk included, are too scared to have critical conversations about it. So
he wasn't scared. He literally died to do so. How dare you?
Talking to college kids.
What?
Talking to college kids.
Who are you talking to right now?
Why don't you see any college kids aren't the only people that I talk to.
Oh my gosh, this is the same talking point. Hold on.
This is not the same talking point.
Hecklers in the back, give me a second. I'm on a roll here. Give me a second. Listen, we already heard these talking points when you were on Piers Morgan. We already heard these talking points, so why don't you give us a legitimate answer? How do you want to unfuck America? I'll unfuck America with you. Let's go. How's it going to happen?
How about you have people...
Unfuck America all night long! Oh! Okay, sorry.
Debate more than just unprepared college kids. How about you have conservatives actually step up and accept debates from people like me, Sam Cedar, from other people in the media?
Okay, great. I'm here right now. Let's go.
What?
Let's set up more events. I'm here right now. Let's go.
Yeah, sure. Give me any debater you want in the world.
Yeah, but who are you? Like, dude, with set up more debates here with me? What? Who are you? Hello? Umegalo?
And I will debate them on any topic related to our
with your whataboutisms and coming back up with this is so much worse coming from the other side. I haven't heard anything of substance, sir. I'm okay to change my mind, but I haven't heard anything worth it. How do you want to fix America?
We can go through January 6th if you want. Donald Trump and his administration openly said that they were going to circumvent the Electoral Count Act. They openly said they wanted to break the law. They fabricated 7 different certificates of electors from 7...
Oh no, he's leaning forward now. He's in the gaming position, okay? Look at him. He's in the gaming position. This is the Giga Chad leaning forward, okay? Gaming posture, okay?
Different states, they had them submit them to Mike Pence to beg him to vote for Trump to be
president. When your little brother says that you've been rusty on the sticks, okay? All right, you've been rusty with your favorite character, okay, on the fucking sticks, okay? You correct your posture to deliver the punishment, okay?
President instead of the people who rightfully won. He called every single person to the Capitol on January 6th with the hopes of having a violent insurrection, which he did, in the hopes of delaying the Electoral Count Act, which he did for the first time in all of U.S. history. And while he sat there and watched the Capitol burn, a man who said that he couldn't call the D.C. police there, even though now he's done it without D.C. really wanting it, he sat there and he watched it burn. He tried to take advantage of the circumstances in order to get the election, voted his way. And then after all of it failed, after everybody went to jail, after people were convicted of stuff, including of seditious conspiracy, he came into the White House and he pardoned all of them. I mean, these are facts that aren't even contested. All the charging documents are public. The jury decisions are public. Everything about this is public. There's nothing...
Exactly. Well, and there's more to that whole story, and that's a regurgitation of everything that's being perpetuated by the media. But if you look at the facts of that day and the way that everything lines up, actually, we don't have the full details in story. Those people were...
The real question is, where's Kafka? Where's my surprise Kafka appearance?
Walking through as if it was a White House tour. I know a bunch of people that were there that day, and it wasn't an insurrection. That's a really bad insurrection if nobody had a gun.
Why? It was a successful insurrection. They delayed the count of the vote. They delayed the certification of the vote for the first time in U.S. history. That was a successful delay. What do you mean? It worked.
What worked? And
they
that
managed
was
to delay the certification of the vote.
That was not an insurrection.
They delayed the certification of the vote. That was the goal for them going there. No? What else were they protesting? It was January 6th. It was time to certify.
No, that's not what they were protesting. They were protesting the efficacy of the election in its entirety.
Over. Trump had 62 court cases. He lost every single one.
No, they did not lose every single one. He wasn't seen, and the adequate details weren't actually brought up. And I actually work in cyber, and what was brought up in that Arizona court is a bunch.
When I am working in cybersecurity, what does that mean? As the janitor? Hello?
To baloney, and they adequately had proof that there was malicious intention, and it was the logs from that NAC should have been able to be retrieved, and they were only deleted from the time it was supposed to be
I
turned
mean, if
off.
you're not willing to believe the courts, if you're not willing to believe the J6 committee that was bipartisan, if you're not willing to believe a number of like independent investigators, media people that have all looked into it, like you're not going to believe anything besides what you see on, I don't know, on Breitbart or.
No.
Oh my god, Cyber Chase, we have to stop Hacker. We have to stop Hacker and his plans, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, stop.
Sir, I don't agree with you. I ask critical questions, and that's the reason why I'm still open to all of this here, and that's the reason why I'm skeptical, and I'm not going to believe what the mass media is telling me.
Just the mass media on the right. You just happen to have the exact
No,
same
sir,
opinion
I
as
don't-
every single right-winger on this issue, just randomly. That's where you wound up.
That's not true. That's absolutely not true. And that's all you got. That's your big guns. I'll pray for you. I really wish you the best. Thank you. Thank you.
So first of all, Destiny, I do agree with you. People do live in two different realities because one side can tell us that there's only two genders, male and female, and the other side doesn't know how many there are. I'm going to start there. But my question to you is this. If Charlie Kirk was such a harmful figure to America, then why did his death trigger such a massive outpouring of support across political lines, even from people who never agreed with him? And I'm one of those. There are several issues with Charlie that I disagreed with, but doesn't that prove that he tapped into something real about the failures of our system that you are unwilling to acknowledge? No. So here's proof you were unwilling to acknowledge it. You went on Piers Morgan and said that you wouldn't disavow his death until the president of the United States did it first. Why would you care what a man you didn't even vote for have to say first before you disavow his death?
Because he should be the president for all people, right? You guys remember what Biden says, what every single politician says? I will not just be a president. I will not just be a leader for the Democratic Party. I will be a leader for the Democrats and the Republicans. I will be a leader for everyone. You are a leader for everyone when you're being elected, okay? Even for people who have not voted for you. Every single Democrat has made this concession. Every Democrat that gets elected in will always say something along the lines of that, okay? I don't know if any Republicans have said it before, okay? But I do know a lot of Democrats have said it, okay? So the thing is that, by the way, Kamala Harris promised this, I'm pretty sure, okay? She said that she's going to be a leader for all Americans. Joe Biden has also said this, and you can call it empty platitudes if you want, but this is by principle how it's supposed to work, right? The reality of the situation is that, like, you don't, like, how could you possibly... Trump isn't willing. He literally isn't. He's targeting people based off of like what they say about him on fucking late night like news, late night shows, right? He's targeting people based off of like fucking news reports, right? He's targeting people. Dude, give me a fucking break, okay? This person is not a leader for all people. He's a leader for the inbreds, okay? He's a leader for the extremists. He's a leader for the terrorists, okay? He is the leader for all that stands against the actual principle of what makes our country actually great. So yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, fuck you. All right?
No, you didn't vote for it, Destiny. You didn't vote for the man.
Doesn't matter. He's still my president. I wouldn't want Joe Biden to encourage violence against people on the right, which he didn't.
But
I wouldn't want him to revoke security clearances or security details for people on the right, which he didn't. So why can't Donald Trump do the same for me? He's supposed to be president for all Americans.
He did, though. The young lady that was just up here before me said that right after it happened, he said we need to not have political
violence.
That's not
true. He said the
right.
radical left Democrats were the ones causing it.
Well, the one that killed Charlie was a radical leftist.
You don't know that? You have no idea.
We do know that. That's what came out.
A radical leftist with no crazy chat history, with no evidence of radicalization, with no anything.
Why the fuck would MAGA care about like what Biden does then if you haven't voted for Biden? Like what kind of moron inbred retard are you? Like why the fuck would you ever care about anything Biden does if you have not voted for Biden? None of you fuckers have, okay? So yeah, like the thing is why the fuck are you even talking about this then? Why even bring up Biden as a thing? Did Trump vote for Biden? Why the fuck does Trump bring up Biden so much? Well, I don't know, maybe because the president of the United States is supposed to be the leader of the free world and not just leader of the world that is below 80 IQ, but okay.
I haven't seen any of the evidence that has already come out that admitted that he was a man that would become radicalized. His own father stated he became radicalized within the last year and a half, and he stated that what do you mean where?
Where did he become? Where are the logs that chat mentioned anything of him being radicalized anywhere? Where's a single radical statement this guy's made?
First of all, don't look at Candace Owens. She's already started the investigation. Secondly, this is already public information. His father was the one that already turned him in, and his father stated this was happening. And what was the guy's name that he's dating? I forget the guy's name. Was it Lance Twiggs? Is that it? Lance Twiggs? he cooperated with police, and that was the man's boyfriend, and he stated that he noticed that the title was becoming more and more radical as time was passing. Yes, he was raised in a Republican environment, but he...
Nice. Misgendering the person who helped turn in the killer. Nice. Good one. Good one, dude. Misgendering the person was like a trans girl, right? Like they were transitioning MTF, right? So again, like they're like misgendering the person who is like the most cooperating with the police, by the way, okay? Dehumanizing them, even though they are the they are the person bringing forward like probably the most like pieces of evidence, okay? So yeah, it's just like complete and utter fucking cringe, right? If true, okay? Yeah.
Drifted further and further to the left. So why can't you stand there and admit that there are radical leftists that want to see people like Charlie put in the ground? Or, and by the way, you know what's so interesting?
These are two different questions. If you're going to ask me to tell you that there are radical left people that would do violence in this country, of course there are. We've seen them before. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. That's obviously true.
You would deny that.
Do you admit that there are radical right people that would do violence as well?
There are absolutely radical white people, but
By the way, in case you're wondering whether or not it's getting worse and worse, the thing is that like back then, conservatives would be like, okay, yeah, well, you know, we still want to have like, we still want to respect your pronouns and respect your name, and debate you with your like assigned name and preferred name, not assigned name, preferred name, right? Because I believe that we should have respectful dialogue. But notice how like we have gone beyond that as well. I don't know, dude. Was the roommate friend thing being trans even a confirmed thing? But we're like working within his framework, right? Like he is a trans girl, right? She's a trans girl, sorry. Like the thing is that like we're working within his framework. Within his framework, he is like misgendering this motherfucker, right? But anyway, I just like I don't care anymore. All right, it doesn't matter.
That is not the point, Destiny. You literally went on one of the largest platforms that we know of on Piers Morgan.
And I said that I want to disavow violence and I want the president of the United States to do it.
You shouldn't have to wait for a man you didn't vote for.
When you guys don't do it, you have to have the other side do it. It can't be one side doing it. Why don't you understand that?
When the president of the United States gets on television and disavows it immediately after it happens, that's not good enough. So what exactly is it that you want Trump to say?
Fox and Friends, they begged him to disavow 2 separate times and he couldn't do it. What?
Who begged him to disavow?
I don't know, whoever the names of the guys on Fox and Friends are.
So
they
you
say,
don't know it, but now you can say it.
Charlie Kirk's fans want revenge. What do we do? And
you know what's
what? You want like fucking Blonde Bitch 1 and Blonde Bitch 2 to be named? Like what the fuck? How do you even know all the fucking names on fucking Fox and Friends? Bro, it's Blonde Bitch 1 and Blonde Bitch 2 from the same fucking gene pool. Like, dude, I don't...
So interesting as a black man, one thing I noticed about Charlie Kirk's death, there wasn't rioting in the streets like it was after George Floyd. That's the one thing that I noticed about Charlie Kirk's death. And it's so interesting that you want to cherry pick and
You know what? I wish we had rioting on the streets. Do you know why? Do you know why I wish there was rioting on the streets? Because at least that's better. That's better than, like, the fucking top politicians and the most powerful people in the country trying to incite violence and trying to, like, cause some assassinations to happen. Yeah, I would rather have violence be more, I don't know, like be more visible to me, I guess, right? Rather than someone, like, fucking cleaning their fucking gun and cleaning their fucking rifle ready for the next fucking quick scope, 360 no scope, right? So, yeah, of course.
And use odd examples that benefit you, but you deliberately want to have blind vision to see that the radical left ideology that has been influencing this country for the past 20 years led to the death of Charlie Kirk.
Why did the DOJ remove from their website the study on radical, politically inspired violence over the past decade?
I have no knowledge.
You don't know anything about that?
I have no knowledge.
Listen, if a black person starts to bring up their fucking ethnicity as a way to like back up the points that they're saying, you are welcome to diss them, okay? You know what I mean, all right? Not like that, okay? Not like that, okay? But I mean in a way where you can just say something like, well, did you know that Trump would be one of the first people to put you in the fucking death camps if he's able to have that power, if he can get like a few more cheers and claps from the fucking Republicans? Like, yeah, like I think at that point you should absolutely use their ethnicity against them as well, right? Because if anyone else is, if everyone else is willing to use their ethnicity against like fuck, if I said something like as a trans Asian transgender, as a trans Asian Mexican, right? If I said something like that, then yeah, someone should use that against me. Yeah, of course.
How convenient. I don't know anything about what you're talking about. I don't know any BLM riots.
Of course you don't. Because
I didn't follow that. I don't know any of that information. What do you think about the Buffalo shooter that had a 180-page manifesto about the Great Replacement Theory that went and shot and killed and live streamed itself killing black people?
I think that's wrong, Destiny. I think that's wrong.
Why can't the president say this?
He already said it, but he didn't say it good enough
They don't
for you,
disavow.
apparently.
Why is it that in the Oval Office, when somebody asked him, they said, when you guys are having this Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk, the flag being flown and passed out, why nothing about any of the lawmakers in Minnesota that were shot?
True.
And he said, I don't know anything about that. I didn't hear anything about that. How is that possible?
What do you mean, how is it possible?
How
I
is
didn't
it
say
possible that the
I didn't know
president...
anything about that.
You didn't...
True. Listen, I literally just named their... I literally just listened to their names today. Hold on. I'm reading something. They're not rioting because they have all the power and are canceling and firing everyone. Why riot if you get everything you want? True! The reason why people are rioting is because people think that they have no other choice, right? Why the fuck would you riot when the president of the United States is a fucking Republican?
No,
Oh
I
my God.
didn't tell you about it. That's
about
the whole point. That's
Destiny.
the problem. You don't know what he doesn't tell you to know about.
Destiny.
He
No.
tells you to care about illegal
No.
immigrants and trans
I don't-
people.
I
You
don't
guys are out
follow-
here talking about girl dick all day. Like, of course. What do you mean?
Destiny.
I've had three of you guys up here talking about how many genders there are. Like, you guys are in your bedrooms thinking about this all day long. It's crazy to me.
I'm gonna say this. It amazes me. It absolutely amazes me the state of delusion that the far right, the far leftists live in. You can't even admit that what happened to Kirk. What you literally stated. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be done.
It actually shocks me. It actually shocks me, like, how much people think about trans people. I'm I think that's unhinged. Like, I think it's unhinged how much people think about trans. Can people just stop thinking about them? Like, ever? Forever? Please? Yeah, I don't know.
Literally stated that Charlie Kirk would not have been assassinated if Trump wouldn't have been elected to a second term. If you don't think that's violent language, then I don't.
Well, so those people don't even know that Hoffman and his wife were also shot that night? You're talking about Hortman, right? Hortman, not Hoffman. Hold on. Hoffman shooting for the murders of Melissa and no, it's Hortman. It's a Hortman. It's not Hoffman. It's Hortman. Okay.
I don't even know what the point is.
How is it violent language when Charlie Kirk said, I think that Biden should be executed for treason? He never said that? That's he? Okay, yeah. You conveniently don't know anything when the right is radical. Okay.
Wait, is that true? Wait, what the fuck? That sounds unhinged. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, someone needs to link me that ASAP. Wait, hold on. No, don't link me. I'm on the Vyvanse binge. Oh, never mind. I can't. I couldn't find it. Okay, I don't know what. Wait, hold on. Did Destiny misspeak? Did he misspeak?
That Charlie Kirk would not have been assassinated if Trump wouldn't have been elected to a second term. If you don't think that's violent language, then I don't even know what the point is.
How is it violent language when Charlie Kirk said, I think that Biden should be executed for treason?
Whoa. What? No. What? Oh. No, it's real? It's real?
Jaw dropper, to say the yeah, and Sandra, bear with me. We just got these numbers moments ago, but it's a jaw dropper, to say the least. So to set the stage here, let me just explain what these numbers mean.
What? Why isn't everyone talking about this? Media format not matters. Okay, I don't care then.
ICE has something called a non-detention proceeding. 15,000.
Oh my god. Oh my hentai, hold on. Treason, disqualifying, the same, doesn't gotta get away, devastating reality. Brought into a country being paid for it, how can this doesn't, you're part of the problem. Death penalty. During an episode of the Charlie Kirk Show. Holy shit, it was during an episode even? What a fucking moron. He said Joe Biden should be given the death penalty. Okay, all right, yes. Okay, I found it. Okay, meow, 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 meow.
Bumbling Joe Biden. A lot. I mean, Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled Alzheimer's corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against.
Oh my God. I'm downloading this immediately. Download us video. Okay,
Joe
download
Biden.
us.
A lot. I mean,
Caught in HK, fucking 10K, 10K HD, fucking holy shit, holy cow. What? Yeah. Meow meow, meow meow meow. Wait, hold on. Okay, all right.
He never said that? That's the, okay, yeah, well, you conveniently don't
I retweeted it, okay? Yeah.
know anything when the right
Wait,
is,
I'll link
is
it.
radical. Okay.
Whew. I can't help me. I'm gonna ask you questions, okay? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, whatever you want.
What are your thoughts on transgenders?
I don't think about transgenders.
Do
Here,
you
boost this,
think?
boost this, boost this.
Do you think transgenders should be able to own guns?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's
You
an American
guess?
Second Amendment right, yeah.
You
sure.
guess?
It's a Second Amendment right, no?
Why do they keep on shooting fucking schools then?
Well, how, they, aren't the most
Them,
school
they, whatever
shooters
the
white
fuck you
guys?
wanna call it,
White
why
men
the
should be
fuck?
disallowed from owning guns?
Do you think that being transgender is a mental illness?
I don't have an opinion
Do
on it
you
for this
think-
audience right now.
Do you
Who
think?
do you think most school shooters were white men?
It's all part of the narrative, dude.
Yeah, there's the narrative.
It's
if you're
all
not
part of the
answering my
narrative,
question.
and you
Yeah,
know it.
Go ahead.
No. You don't get it, okay? Most school shooters are trans.
Preach. We're in church
You
right
know
now.
it.
Go ahead.
They said that the guy that shot Charlie was a Republican.
Can you answer
he
me this?
wasn't.
If trans people are such effective assassins, why do we kick them all out of the military?
Looking at this one right here, I want to give this fucking thing a gun.
Dude, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God, how did he come up with that one? If they were such effective assassins, why they kicked them out of the military? Oh my God. What? How did you link that together? What the fuck?
Here, get this fucking loser out of here. Are you serious? Why are you pointing out people in the audience and bullying people? Are you serious? I can take it.
Wait, who? What? It's not him, is he?
Bully me. I'm up here, okay? Make fun of me, all right?
What's up, not so erudite?
Hi.
You missed it? Wait. What?
What's up, Steven?
Hey, what's up, man?
I have.
That's the fucking loser calling out trans people in the audiences? Wait, rewind? Wait, what? Did I?
President say this.
He elected to a.
Genders.
Do you think trans?
When the right is radical, okay.
Whew. I can't help me. I'm gonna ask you questions, okay? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, whatever you want.
What are your thoughts on transgenders?
I don't think about transgenders.
Do you think transgenders should be able to own guns?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's
You
an American
guess?
Second Amendment right, yeah.
You
sure.
guess?
It's a Second Amendment right, no?
Why do they keep on shooting fucking schools then?
Well, how? They aren't the most
Them,
school
they, whatever
shooters
the
white
fuck you
guys?
wanna call it,
White
why
men
the
should be
fuck?
disallowed from owning guns?
Do you think that being transgender is a mental illness?
I don't have an opinion
Do
on it
you
for this audience
think-
right now.
Do you
Who
think?
do you think most school shooters were white men?
It's all part of the narrative, dude.
Yeah, there's the narrative.
It's
if you're
all
not
part of the
answering my
narrative,
question.
and you
Yeah,
know it.
Go ahead, preach. We're in church
You
right
know
now.
it.
Go ahead.
They said that the guy that shot Charlie was a Republican.
Can you answer
he
me this?
wasn't.
If trans people are such effective assassins, why do we kick them all out of the military?
Looking at this one right here, I want to give this fucking thing a gun.
Whoa! Jesus Christ! What? Jesus!
Get the fuck out of here. Get this fucking loser out of here. Are you serious? Why are you pointing out people in the audience and bullying people? Are you serious? I can take it.
ideology of love, by the way.
Bully me. I'm up here, okay? Make fun of me, all right?
Jesus.
What's up, not so erudite?
Hi.
What's up, Stephen?
Hey, what's up, man?
I have noticed as people are talking, you've got a lot of caricatures. You think they get their information from certain echo chambers. You think everyone here has a certain voting pattern or party affiliation. I just want you to know that I was a lifelong Democrat. I was raised by Democrats because apparently that matters. And I knocked my knuckles bloody for Democratic candidates all throughout my teens and early 20s before I eventually came to be where I am now. What I've found is that I've actually read and digested a lot more information from across the spectrum than a lot of the people that have started to recently call me names. But here's my point. In school, we were all taught that Nazis are bad, right? Fascism is the ultimate evil, and we should do anything to stop fascism.
But okay, this is even worse than I thought. Holy shit. Charlie Kirk says, I know what you're thinking. We've got to get Joe Biden, quote, we've got to get Joe Biden out of the way so we can run against Cammy. Oh my goodness, is she beatable? It's like Black Hillary on steroids. Is she black? I guess she says she's Caribbean or whatever. She'd be a lot easier to beat than Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled, Alzheimer's corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against America. Yeah, like, wow, it's even worse. It's even... Wait, sorry, am I... What? Why am I disconnecting? Okay. But yeah, my point is that this is even worse. Okay, anyway.
By any means necessary. A lot of us internalized that message, and around 2016, I started to see that message becoming weaponized against other people within this country. It turned internal. It started with Punch a Nazi. I remember the distinction very clearly. I remember looking at some of my friends who used to agree with me about things like free speech and having them explain to me why it was valid to punch a Nazi, etc. And I can see a very clear chain up to where we are today, even if you don't. So here's my question, Stephen. What is a Nazi?
Like in the historical sense or in the current, what do you...
What is a Nazi to you today in America? Because I've heard you use that term a lot. What do you mean when you call people Nazis? I don't think I even use the term Nazi a lot. I don't think, the only person I usually use it about is in regards to like Sam Hayek, who's like a neo-Nazi. I usually just use the term fascist, which is what, an authoritarian ultranationalist? What is a fascist to you?
Sure, an authoritarian ultranationalist, basically dictator-ish person. I mean, usually it's going to be a list of policies or behaviors that
Do you think that the people disagreeing with you here tonight are fascists?
Probably not, but most of them seem to support a fascist in office right now, so... But I mean, like, we can have differences in political beliefs, just like how the Republicans spent all of Obama's presidency calling him a communist, right? Coming out of the Cold War and the Red Scare and everything else, like, there was a very precise reason why...
It's audio cutting in and out, game is still coming clean for me? What?
Her video recently disavowing the communists that have infiltrated your party, but that's not my point here. Okay. What does Bella Ciao mean to you?
What is what?
What is Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao?
I think it was a song in a video game, Far Cry 6, and in some TV show that was popularized recently.
Okay, now you're intentionally lying, and you know the answer to that question, so thank you for that.
Lying? Yeah. Okay.
You know what Bella Ciao is, and so does everybody here.
I think the 22-year-old Mormon white kid, I think, was radicalized in 6 months by his gay roommate, actually. That's
Got
what
it.
I think. Yeah.
What does hey fascist catch mean to you?
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, hold on. I'm so confused. It's like, what? What were they expecting Destiny to say if they thought that he was being honest? Like, does he think that he's like lying or something, or?
It's a reference to a Helldivers 2 video game.
Oh, it's about a video game, right? It has no connection to Nazism or Punch a Nazi or any of those other
the guy was a secret fascist. We just, for some reason, haven't uncovered any evidence for it whatsoever, despite the fact that we have his...
Well, is this guy a conspiracy theorist? Jesus.
Discord account, his text messages with friends, and nothing else has been leaked to us to show it besides writings on the bullets, which also all happen to coordinate or correlate to video games and media references. But
got it. Well, thank you. If this is the quality of your intellect, I think I should start streaming. I guess I could get pretty rich doing it. Thank you.
I mean, just turn your fucking camera on, Jesus. Or not, I guess. These days you can be a fucking VTuber, anime girl, okay?
Hi, so I just want to start off with just a discussion about political violence in general, or polarization between these two, I guess, parties. So first I want to acknowledge that Charlie Kirk's assassination was political violence. And I am very left-wing. I'm on the left. I have a lot of left-wing friends. Most of my friends are left. But I have to admit that after this happened, I did see calls for more violence. I saw jokes, and I think that's wrong. I think that's also political violence, and it's polarizing. I also have to admit the things that Charlie Kirk has said have hurt my community too. I mean, after he was shot, the first thought I had was, I'm scared for my trans community members. There's probably going to be backlash against them. And
What, like, she-days, or what? I'm so confused.
some of the stuff he has said has, I think, caused some backlash. There's a reason that the United States of America ranks third in trans feminicide. That's murders of trans women. There's a reason that our country accounts for 70% of feminicides in the most wealthy countries in our nation. That's the killing of women because they are women. There's a reason that we have a missing and murdered Indigenous women's crisis. Our Indigenous women are missing and murdered at alarming rates. There's a reason that Black people keep getting shot by our police again and again and again. There's a reason that we have homeless people dying on our streets. There's a reason that we have kids dying in our schools. This is political violence.
There's no way. This girl saying I'm on the left, all my friends are left, I'm very left, made me think she isn't left, and she's trying to lie. I have no idea.
What I also want to say is, I've heard you debate with these people, with our community members. All of us are members of this community, and all I've heard is just further polarization of saying, no, it's you.
Okay. Are you gonna ask your question? Like, are you gonna state your fucking point, or like, are you just gonna yap?
You on the right causing this. It's your leader. I don't care who, our leaders are, because they don't care about us. If they cared about us, we would not be having our women killed. We would not be having our community members dying on the street. We would not all be working our asses off and not able to pay our families to have food. We would not all be working our asses off and not be able to afford health care. None of these people, care about us. So how can we all agree on something? Who cares what they think up there? Who cares what our politicians think? What's something that we all can agree on as a nation to just, fuck them, let's get together, and what can we work on together?
Oh my god. Just end me, dude. This is not like... Just end me. Just end me, dude. It's the fucking Red-Brown Alliance. It's the Red-Brown Alliance. It's the Red-Brown Alliance.
In the United States of America, every individual is allotted a single vote, and that is an awesome responsibility that I feel like, for some reason, a lot of the country has neglected lately. The idea that both sides are the same in terms of policy for helping the average person is just not true. Kamala Harris had an idea related to tax credits for children. You can laugh if you don't have any kids, that's fine, but for people that need the money, like, the stuff matters, right? When Biden was president, we had an extended child tax credit. That went away under conservatives. When Biden was president, we weren't, pushing to renew all of the Trump tax cuts for wealthy people, which Trump did, and now apparently the deficit that was supposed to be a big deal doesn't matter anymore. All of the help is going to wealthier people. All of the help is going to businesses. All of the help is going to bailing out his friends. When we tried to get a single-payer option, or at least like a public option in the United States, it wasn't Democrats that stood against that, it was the Republicans. The ACA that we only got that much of it because the Democrats were willing to push for it. So if your take is just, and I understand it, especially for young people who haven't interfaced much, I guess, with the world outside of school, but like, I mean, even for school loans and stuff, like, it's not like Democrats are the ones trying to get rid of those, it's Republicans that are trying to fight against higher education.
No, it's both, man. Like, it's both, and I asked about what's something that we can agree on. You talked about politicians, so I'll answer myself. Something that we all can agree on together is that we love our nation. You gotta love something before you can fix it.
She's not actually left-leaning, is she?
like these beautiful mountains out here in Colorado or rivers, you know, everything. We love it. So whatever. He's not going to answer, but I'll answer.
If you don't have a strong opinion on it, then don't vote. I voted 10 times for Biden. All of my illegal names. There it is, yep.
I'm not. Should have been 11.
Hi, Destiny. So since kind of the 1970s, 1980s, kind of through the 1990s, we've seen this deindustrialization in the United States, and it's led to the complete downturn and downfall of a lot of places, especially in the Midwest. And I think, you know, both political parties have kind of abandoned a lot of these people, especially in places like Gary, Indiana. So my question is, what do you think the government or politicians should do to help support these communities? Because I think they're just kind of forgotten about completely, but they're Americans, they're hard workers who lost their jobs, and I think these are people struggling from opioid abuse, drug addiction, alcoholism, all this stuff, and I think they just need help.
Are you familiar with the Obama's quote, they cling to their religion and their guns? You heard that one before?
I have, yes, sir.
You have any idea what the context of that quote is?
I'm not sure now.
So in 2008, Obama was in it was a closed door conversation he was having with donors. And one of the things that came up was Obama had felt like over the past decades, since NAFTA basically, that there was this hollowing out of the industrial base in kind of the middle class in the Midwest especially, and in kind of the Rust Belt. And he said that administration after administration had ignored basically the needs of these people, that they didn't have jobs that they could work anymore, they didn't have things that they could contribute to and feel proud of, that these places that were these like massive manufacturing centers of cars, you know, places like Detroit, were hollowed out and they had nothing. And he said that in that environment, it shouldn't surprise people that they, you know, cling to religion and their guns and become anti-immigrant or whatever else, because it feels like the entire world has left them behind. Obama was, and I feel like the Democrats have been willing to have that conversation. Coming into office, McConnell said his goal was to make Democrat a one-term president. And McConnell said that was his goal for Obama, was to make him a one-term president. And you've seen over and over again, when Trump was in office in term one, there was like nothing in terms of legislation. There was like I think they got the tax cuts, and then I think some first.
No more Borderlands, okay? No more. No more Borderlands. No more Borderlands, okay? Fuck Borderlands. Fuck Borderlands, dude. The people who are playing with me, I'm sorry. Play with me off stream, okay? We'll play off stream.
Making progress in our country from the governmental front will never be fixed when it feels like one side treats politics as a reality TV show that's just here to get clicks over and over again for it. Like, I feel like the Democratic Party, I can point to legislation, I can point to policies, I can point to positions, I can point to things they've done to measurably improve what's going on in this country.
Time to lock the... I am locking the fucking...
And then on the Republican side, it's all just like a big joke. It's just like executive orders renaming the Department of Defense to Department of War, videos of Noam Christie in front of immigration cages. Like, how is Alligator Alcatraz supposed to help manufacturing in the Rust Belt? Or, you know, how is another bombing of Iran for Israel supposed to help us, you know, make more cars or bring back some kind of decency to the middle class? Like, I don't know. I just don't see, I don't know why people keep equating the same sides on both of these places.
Listen, I agree, and I think I was talking about how I feel. I agree there's, you know, it may lean more towards Republicans, absolutely. I'm not, you know, like a Republican or anything. But I'm more curious about what you think. I understand the policies of the Democrats. I understand the policies or ideas of the Republicans. I'm curious what you think about this issue. Frankly, I don't want to hear about Trump or Biden. I understand their policies. I support some of the stuff Biden did, absolutely, but I want to hear your position, please. That's all I'm asking for.
I mean, in regards specifically to manufacturing?
Yeah.
I mean, I think
you're right.
One of the issues, I mean, depending on the conversation, one of the issues is we have to understand that there are certain ways that the economy is modernizing and it will probably never take a step back. Like, even if we bring back manufacturing now, like those jobs are going to engineers or people, you know, manning robots or whatever. So the problem is that, like, the tempting thing to say on the Democratic side is there needs to be some kind of like welfare redistribution or whatever to people that are in these cities in order to, you know, help them who can't work because they can't keep up with whatever the current economy is. But the reality is nobody really wants that, right? Like, if you have a job and you create things, you don't want to just be a welfare recipient who does nothing. Like, you want some kind of job or something to work at. I feel like there could be, it has to be some kind of investment into some combination of like education or job training, but it has to be geared towards like a certain group of people, but it has to be like an honest conversation. It can't just be, like I think for a while liberals were, like, oh, everybody can just go learn to code. Like that's probably not going to happen. But also on the other side, it can't just be, well, we're just going to tear up the entire world until we manufacture things at home again. Like that's not going to happen either. Even if we did manufacture things here, it's going to be robots making them. So it would be some complicated, probably combination of retraining and education and investment in like certain regions of the country, but that would be the way forward, yeah.
Well, I appreciate your answer, and I'd also like to say quickly I agree that I don't think manufacturing can come back. I think we're decades past that. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next other question.
Have a good day.
Oh, both? Okay. Hey, so we talked on stream last week, and I think
What is he doing here?
you can tell I'm progressive. Anything you're about to say about Trump, like we both agree on that. You're preaching to the choir. So I don't think that your disavowal is going to.
Why does he even wear like the fucking spinny hat? Like what does he wear? Does he even in a public setting? He's so committed to the bit.
To change his rhetoric, that's very obvious. What I'm curious is what your end goal is. If you're trying to hold up a mirror to the Trump administration, are you trying to advocate that our politicians have the same rhetoric of not disavowing violence? Because the way I see this, you have a very influential position. You've got an audience of people who are willing to hear you. And when we were on stream together, it sounded to me like you said Republicans should be more afraid. You can tell these people it was out of context. Maybe I misinterpreted you. But if I'm charitable to you and I hear that, what do you think the millions of people who hear you are going to see? Because I see that just as dangerous as Hassan promoting a Houthi who you rail against.
Yeah, I don't think it's a serious question. I think that because I don't believe that you can have that feeling and then watch Donald Trump go on air over and over.
You're preaching to the choir. Please, can you do it without talking about Donald Trump? I think everything you're about to say about Trump is true.
I think I've made my position clear a million times. I think I've disavowed violence a million fucking times.
Okay, but why are you not doing it now?
What?
Why not?
I have before. I have in the past.
Okay.
I will not going to.
But what's your goal? Is it for clicks?
My
Is it
goal is I would
to
rather
hold up
fight
a
about
mirror?
this and have some semblance of sanity carved out than allow conservatives to hijack another shooting that if it turns out they don't get the bulgy trans manifesto that they really want, that they're just going to memory hold this one into non-existence like they have every other instance of conservative violence.
Okay, so why not just do that?
I would rather fight here, and I would rather have, for the few people that are left.
Bro, dude. You know what? Saying bulgy, oh whoa, in front of the audience.
Some semblance of sanity. Watch a bunch of people come up to me and say, Destiny, you YouTube influencer, I care more about your opinion on political violence.
Yeah, but I'm not saying, you understand I'm not saying that. I care about your influence. I care about your influence. I care the way that if I can take you and I can be charitable to you and I can still say, whoa, this is unhinged. This person might be saying something incredibly dangerous. This person has millions of people. This person is becoming the conservative straw man on Piers Morgan, on CNN, and all these places. That someone in his audience might take the wrong message from that and do something bad with that. So
what do you think
don't you see that
Kimmel
standard?
said to get kicked off of ABC?
Why are you bringing up things that you and I agree on?
I'm telling you that it doesn't matter what you say on the left.
No, it matters what you say to your audience.
It doesn't matter.
It absolutely matters. Do you think that it's okay for Hassan to say, I support the Houthi terrorists?
Not only do I not think it's okay to say that, Elon Musk and everybody else posting tweets about the gun tweet that he made. Do you know where that post came from?
Yeah,
it came from my subreddit.
Okay.
So yeah, of course, I've been calling up political violence for as long as I've been a streamer. Obviously, I don't want to get killed.
And so you think everyone who sees you, people who don't know about you, are going to see you on these bigger mainstream shows and be like, oh, well, I saw this Destiny clip from 7 years ago. It's okay that he's saying it now because I know what his position was then.
Well, because they never have the same standards, right? Like, why are you even asking this question when it's like it's not even the same standard, right? I think Soipo is a plant wolf in sheep's clothing. Seriously, after all that's going on, why push this issue to drive further division on the left? Like, especially in public, right? Like, why would you even try to push this? I mean, it's fine. It's fine if you want to do this. Just, by the way, it's not pragmatic to do it. Because if you debate with Destiny in public about this, right, you are kind of virtue signaling to the right, right? Like, this is my issue, is that when moderates try to push for when they try to push for reconciliation or push for disavowals, so then you can signal to the left. Like, the problem is that, like, you're in front of an audience of other conservatives who's going to hear your disavow to that, and they're going to take it as an indication to keep on enabling the violence and the crazy rhetoric that is happening, right? So yeah, like, there's just like in my opinion, that's if you want to ask him that, you can ask him that in private. You can do it in private. He responds to DMs eventually. After like 2 months. Okay, I'm kidding. But like, yeah. Why go through the trouble of traveling to rehash this shit? Yeah, sure, yes. Plant might not be the right word. Probably more like wolf in sheep's clothing. Even leftists like Vosh aren't this unhinged. You're embarrassing me. I have to clean up your shit. What the actual fuck is wrong with this loser? The intelligent liberals can't even unite at their own event. I'm losing tons of hopium. Well, because, to be frank, he's clout chasing, right? To be frank, he wants his, like, he wants his moment in the limelight, right? He wants to have his IRL debate moment, right? I don't know. I feel like I wish people were more... yeah, it was just cringe. Nah, he was just being incredibly cringe. I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing, okay? He's trying to find any kind of... He knows that Destiny is right, but he's just trying to find any kind of disagreement possible so then he can boost his own public profile. Like, that's just essentially what's going on, okay? Like, let's just be very clear about it, okay? They agree on, like, 99% of things, okay? They agree on, like, 90% of things or something, right? But the thing is that he's trying to... yeah. He's trying to boost his public profile by forcing a connection with Destiny, which is cringe. For obvious reasons. The only explanation I find is just the game. They feel like Destiny is going down, they ought to use it for their benefit. No. Nah, no. I don't think so. Nah, no. Okay, cool.
Years ago,
whatever you say,
even last week, I've constantly said that political violence should not happen in this country. I've said it again.
Right. So
tweet. No.
Is this just for you? Are you saying our politicians should adopt this, or are you just using it as a way to?
I'm saying that people on the right need to adopt this.
I
and they're
agree,
not.
obviously, but how do you think this is going to happen by your position? What do you think is going to happen?
Enough people
have you
will
accomplished
notice.
What?
Some reasonable people in the center will go, hey, that is kind of weird that Donald Trump isn't calling for violence to come down to this country. It's kind of strange. I don't really feel comfortable that my president isn't saying, hey, all of us need to calm down.
What reality do you...
Did you see that this thing got demonetized on YouTube? Yeah.
You think these people don't notice that, and that you're highlighting it by not condoning violence?
Gone, that people on that other side can't do it, then I don't care anymore. I'd rather just play video games.
Okay. Well, my problem is that you imagine this world as, well, everyone's this online internet tuned in person. Meanwhile, finally, you're on these bigger platforms saying this thing, and this is the first exposure.
Why am I on the platforms?
Because they like the inflammatory rhetoric. That's why I'm curious.
Do you think if I said to me, like, guys, there's another one we all got to come around and disavow? No, what are you talking about it? They just be going to Jimmy Kimmel.
No, but I think a bunch of people watching you who are fans of you, have stuck around through all the bullshit you've done, are going to be like, oh shit, now he's saying that maybe.
Yeah, but that feels like a concern troll. Like the thing is that is Soypill even like a known fan? Has he watched Destiny for years? And like, you know how this guy functions, right? Like, he is.
Violence isn't so bad. Maybe conservatives should be afraid. It might take the wrong message from that.
I think I watch my community enough to know what their feelings are on political violence.
This is like the exact opposite of the argument you've made in the past, saying you're responsible for the behavior of community. And I am responsible for the behavior
of the community. If my community was turning into a community of political violence, I would be incredibly worried.
Well, it's only been a couple weeks, so I hope we don't have to see that.
It's been a year since the firefighter's sitting, and it's been 10 years.
You didn't advocate for political violence then. You didn't refuse to disavow. You were making fun of people, which you and I can both agree we can mock things. I'm
advocating for political violence right now. Why would I advocate
You're refusing to condemn it on screen. You're making people that I fucking detest look better than you and have the moral high ground. That's how bad it looks.
Then be better. Have some integrity.
I have the integrity. I'm asking you to have some.
Constantly, when these guys are over here clapping for evangelicals.
Why do I have to fucking clean up your shit because you're not responsible enough to just say one thing?
Donald Trump was fucking a woman after he.
You are preaching to the choir. You know I think all of this already. I'm saying that you are part of my community and I need to clean this up. All right, whatever.
Yeah, but you look like you're trying to reverse your signal. Like now you look like a pick-me for the conservatives, right? Like the only reason you're gonna go to this like event in person to do this, like you look. I'm just saying what you look like, okay? Don't know what your actual intentions are. It could be even more retarded, okay? Why are you virtue signaling to these actual, like, demons, these evil people? Like, why are you doing this? I don't know if Soypill knows who I am, okay? No, he does know who I am. Fuck it. Like what? You're so cringe. Like, Oh my God, I know exactly. Everybody knows what you're doing. It's just so cringe.
The deep state.
Hold on. Being extremely charitable, he might argue he's modeling, demonstrating to conservators that unlike them, the left actually holds each other accountable. Well, then he should come out and say it, right? Then he should come out and say like, oh yeah, at the end of this entire thing, he should say, yeah, you know what? I'm demonstrating that we do policing, right? Of our own side, but it's, they haven't completed their optics art. Yeah, I feel like they never will. I'll make muffins. No, Foodshops, Soy Pill was a part of the event. He was doing debates on campus too. Oh. Was it an event where it's like, oh, sorry, okay, that changes the context a little bit. Someone frustrated they have to sweep for someone that they're pretty much in agreement with. Then why do it in front of everyone? Why hash this disagreement out in front of everyone? I don't know. It just feels weird.
Oh, do I need to hold both? Okay, cool. Okay, hey. Really fast, I just want to kind of address everybody. I'm so glad that you guys are all here. However, I do want to be able to just have a discussion with this man that unfortunately I do not know, without all of the background noise and everybody interfering and trying to get their thoughts in. If you have a thought, I think you should come join this line and speak your truth. But do not be trying to join everybody else's conversation. Okay, the first thing I want to ask you about is earlier I heard you say something, unfortunately it was very loud in here so I couldn't hear it all. About Charlie Kirk and how he was addressing college-age students, and that was who he was talking to. I mean, if you could like elaborate, I guess, on what you said, because I didn't get to
Yeah, there's a lot of the vast majority of the conservative movement right now is absolutely scared to death of having any kind of actual critical, challenging conversation. So most of them have set up shop just like making a living out of debating college kids. Ben Shapiro did this for a while. Charlie Kirk was doing this. Steven Crowder did it with the Change My Mind stuff, but that's basically exclusively the people that they would have challenging conversations with.
So I want to ask you, why are you so against debating with college kids? We are the future of America. In 30 years, no, everybody please, no. We are the future. We will be running this country.
Bro, that one person clapping extra hard, like lingering on that clap, I feel like it was just to piss her off on purpose.
In 30 years, whether you like it or not, unfortunately, that is the truth. It is better to educate us now while we are 18 to 25 because our public school system has not. It is better to educate
to be clear, I'm here debating college kids. I have no problem with people who do it. I just don't like it when people pretend like they're open to debate when the only thing they'll do is debating, less prepared younger people. That's my issue.
Okay,
don't pretend otherwise.
No,
otherwise, I think having a critical conversation with a college campus is great. I think,
I respect that. Yeah. My other one is, unfortunately, I don't know much about you, and I'm not on social media, very rarely at least. So I have not seen it. However, I have heard several things about, you said something about conservatives should be afraid to come to movements or things like this. And I kind of want to ask you the context and what the full thing said was, because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so as somebody who goes to events and does events like this, when I, sorry, I thought you were everything. Yeah, when I saw Charlie Kirk get shot, this is an incredibly horrifying event. The first instinct is seeing a colleague getting killed is always an incredibly, it's hard to explain, like the very weird feeling, the very not good feeling you get watching it, number one. And then number two, there's like obviously this fear of, well, is this going to happen to me or somebody else that I know, who, a close friend or whatever else at an event? These are like horrifying things to me. When I see a leader go on stage and stoke the flames, it makes it feel to me like the other side is not taking the violence seriously, like it's just a joke or a game. And the statement that I made, if you watch the full statement, I say this exactly, right? That like people need to be afraid of the possibility of us going to civil war. And right now it feels like conservatives just have no fear of political violence because again, more people are interested in shouting at me to disavow some, whatever shooter and have no interest in telling Donald Trump to issue statements saying all of us need to calm it down. If Biden was the president right now, and I, saw the same shooting happen, and Biden came on TV and he was like, these radical MAGAs are out here stirring up trouble all the time, I'd be like, bro, you need to chill out. You're going to get me killed. This is absolutely insane. It's unhinged. And the fact that all of the Republicans are applauding along and saying things like civil war and stuff, and it's like, it feels like, yeah, like there's no fear there. Like people need to be afraid of a civil war, of any kind of.
Oh, real quick, okay? While this is going on, okay? Thank God they're actually having a real, like, fucking back and forth. Guys, please like the stream, okay? Please take the time to like the stream. There are 257 people here watching right now. That's a lot of people. Actually, make that 300. I think in total, because I'm adding together Kick and DEG, okay? So, yeah, please like the stream. Please donate if you would like to support me. And yeah, just keep in mind, you know, these are your options, so thank you.
Fight like this. It's not good. It's not fun. It's not romantic or sexy like it is in movies. And I feel like that fear doesn't exist at all on the right now. I'm not saying that people need to kill people on the right or people need to go and commit violence threat. I'm just saying that all of us should have a healthy fear of what like a violent political future looks like. And I think for the most part, we've all lived a privileged enough life to not see that as much in the United States, although we've been tending a lot more in that direction recently.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. The Republicans that unfortunately are in the public eye, right? There is a very select group of people who are in the public eye who are constantly under microscope being watched. That is what you see, and I do kind of agree that they do not seem afraid for our country. However, as you know, a young 21-year-old woman who is, I hate going into this part, but you know, tall, blonde, thin. I am usually the #1 stereotype to
Did I just hear like a whoop from the audience too? Fucking hell.
Go into sex trafficking. It is just straight facts. And it is a terrifying thought that I already now conceal carry because I'm scared to go anywhere alone. I am always watching my surroundings, but now I'm also have to be afraid because of my political beliefs. And I don't think that that is what you meant by what you said, at least I hope not. However, I unfortunately think that is how it came across.
I mean, I think it's come across on programs where the goal is to not do journalism anymore, but to take like a minute clip and then to get as mad as possible. I think it was proved earlier, somebody came up and referenced something that's made the rounds on all the mainstream media, national and international, that I got banned from Twitch recently. That was not true. That was 3 years ago. I tweeted that out because I knew everybody would take the bait on it. It seems like journalists no longer have any type of actual desire to dig through and figure out like what is a person saying or what's going on with this particular statement. Instead, it's just to play 30-second clips to get everybody hyped up. When you say that there's only a select few conservatives in the public eye, I think it's like intentional. I don't think that it's just random that Donald Trump has, you know, begged on Fox and Friends to disavow violence and to tell everybody to turn it down, and he won't do it. I think that's just an intentional choice. Like when Biden was the leader of the country, it doesn't seem like he had the same problem of not being able to disavow violence and not being able to build bridges with people. You can see in the legislation he passed. Yeah, I wish that the right, I guess, like had a greater fear of political violence and it wasn't all just a big game or a big joke to them. That's my feeling on it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do agree, and unfortunately, I think that is a huge part of mainstream media these days, and they have done it over and over to Charlie Kirk, as well as several others. I mean, they've done it to you, they've done it to him, of pulling 5-second clips without...
Long live white woman.
That's not how you pronounce live, but thank you for the $5 Silver King.
Showing the entire thing of what was said. So, the one last thing I want to say is I kind of want to address you guys again. I think that I don't care what your political beliefs are, your religious beliefs. I think a lot of you do kind of need to wake up and realize that your president is not the most wonderful thing. I am a Trump supporter, but every single president has their flaws. Vote for who is the best man for the country, not who is the best man in the House.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
I have a quick question for you.
Dude, I hate that the bar is like this low. It's just like the bar is pretty low, okay? Let's just say that.
What happened on May 7th, 2019?
I don't know what happened.
On May 7th, 2019, I was at school in 7th grade, and 2 shooters came into the school, opened fire. One, Alec McKinney, who is a trans male, I'm pretty sure, broke into his dad's safe with an axe to steal his dad's gun to then go into the school and shoot up. So my question for you is, earlier you said that you believe that trans people should have guns, but he didn't have access to a gun, so he took it illegally, making him unable to go through a background check. And how do you feel we can address that?
I have no idea. I mean, how do you address people who get a hold of guns illegally? I mean, I think that there are things that you can do, but like, it feels like we can't have any conversation about getting to any kind of gun safety thing in the United States.
No, stop. Okay, guys, I'm not anti that girl, okay? Because you guys are like, you guys like her, right? I'm not anti that girl. Okay, yeah, she was respectful, she was kind, okay? And she didn't want to be weird or cringe or anything like that. That was good, okay? Why would you guys assume that? That's cringe, okay? What I'm saying is, it's sad that the bar is that low, okay? That I'm just saying it's sad that like she is more impressive than all of these people. It's actually a compliment. It's actually a compliment. You guys are just like not processing what I'm saying, especially you, Salty moron. Okay, especially you. You're not processing what I'm actually saying.
States because people feel like it infringes on their rights, and it also kind of hampers their ability to use a firearm in self-defense. But like the idea of if you have children in the household, either some kind of tax credit or maybe even some kind of legal obligation to like have a gun safe or something where weapons are kept. I mean, might be a thing, but yeah. So I mean, like I don't know how you can get. I don't know if you can legislate against like events like that. I'm not sure. I don't know what the. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. What do you think? Do you have an idea or?
Well, definitely better mental health support, because he tried getting mental health support. He went through all the steps. He was working through it, and then.
That bar being low is not okay. Time out.
He started becoming violent, rude. He was being mean to people.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I didn't mean to time you out for 30 minutes. Hold on. I meant to time you out for 24 hours.
People in the halls, and then one day, near the very end of the semester, when he was a junior, he convinced Devin Erickson to go in and kill Kendrick Castillo, who, without him, I would not be alive today.
I'm sorry that you feel the need to defend your blonde queen, okay? Blonde, thin, sexy, and your mind got activated, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a better answer, but I mean, there might be some. This feels so tasteless. I don't mean it like this, but like, unironically, there are some rights that you have in the country that there are costs for, and I mean, like, there's a Charlie Kirk saying, you know, related to like the Second Amendment, like there are some costs that you pay if we want to have guns available in the United States. There's going to be like a cost associated, unfortunately, with firearms being available here. I think that at some point you're going to have to make a decision about like what rights you want and what cost you're willing to pay for them. And yeah, right now in the United States, as long as the Second Amendment exists, it seems like there's some trade-off we have to accept for gun violence. Obviously, I'm going to agree that we should have more mental health support and everything too. It just requires funding, political will, and I'm not sure, just because I don't know the specifics of what kind of mental health this guy seeked out, if there would have been a way to catch something like that early. I know, for instance, like the black guy that stabbed the Ukrainian American woman on that bus, like that dude was, I think, probably mentally out there, and I think people knew about it, but it seems like there was no support.
He was released 14 times.
Yeah, but I mean, he was also in prison for 5 years, like at one point, so people knew he was crazy, but there was no support for that. Unfortunately, it seems like if you're an adult and you have issues related to psychosis or, you know, schizophrenia or whatever else, there's just no support for you. They just kind of cast you out on the street until you either killed somebody or yourself, basically, yeah, which I think is tragic in this country.
I agree with that. Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Nice to meet you. Wanted to thank you for doing this. I know a lot of people towards the left don't ever end up coming out publicly speaking like you, so I want to thank you for that. It's more of a question that I have for you, and what is your take on Jesus Christ and the New Testament?
I'm a hardcore atheist, so I don't believe in any of it. Yeah.
Can you tell me why?
I don't see any strong evidence for the existence of God.
Oh, sorry, that just fell off. Okay. Can you back up?
Oh my god, dude. No, I don't know. Oh my god.
Your statement on that, though. Like, why, though?
Well, I feel like the onus is on the other side to prove some kind of...
Sorry?
I feel like the onus is on the other side to make an affirmative claim, right? And I don't see any strong evidence to believe in a higher power, so I don't.
Can I ask you a personal question, though? Have you read the New Testament?
The entirety of it? No, but I mean...
Just the Gospels. I mean, we can
well, yeah, we did. I went to Catholic school for 12 years, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very good. So... There is a lot of...
Wait, I'm just curious. How could you go through Catholic school, but then you don't read the New Testament? How is that? Is that possible? Okay.
A lot of evidence backing up, especially the New Testament. There are over 5,800 Greek manuscripts or pieces of manuscripts, all agreeing to an infinitesimal degree. Have you ever done your research in regarding that, or have you just pushed it away?
My biblical scholarship is not that great anymore, but I mean, I remember studying I think what is it, the...
What, Greek manuscripts? What? On what specific thing, right? Because we could be talking about like, we could be talking about like, oh, does Jesus Christ the person exist? The answer is probably yes, maybe. And if he did exist, he's probably brown. So, and he's probably born Jewish. But was he the herald of God? No, he just started a cult. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
source or whatever for Matthew, Mark, and or whatever. Like a long time ago, I dug into it a little bit. Whatever I learned is...
Like people pretend they have proven the existence of Jesus Christ the person, and therefore that implies that God is like a real fucking thing in which he has cast down rains of fire and fucking told everyone, like it doesn't prove all of it. It just proves maybe some supporting evidence that maybe some of it is real, right? But yeah.
Cool, but not past that now.
Okay.
But I don't know if I'm going to be researched into becoming religious right now.
Okay. Will you ever try to look into that?
Typically when Christian scholars speak about evidence for the existence of Christ, their evidence is the Bible itself.
Oh, it's a book. Thank you, Corey, for the $5. But I prefer to refer to my biology textbook from 10th grade.
Just to try to, so we can at least try to stay honest and do your research on that type of stuff.
I feel like there's a million other things that are more pertinent right now in my life to research, but I also feel like there's like 100 other religions out there to research too, so I don't know if I have the time to go through all of them.
If I can ask, with Charlie Kirk's assassination, doesn't that kind of scare you that could actually happen to you and where you're going to end up after?
Yeah, but I mean, who's to say I could end up in the, one hell versus another afterlife versus reincarnation versus whatever else? I feel like I'd have to spend the rest of my life reading through religious manuscripts to figure out which one is the best one.
Well, I mean, like, you're basically saying, okay, do you find any comfort in where you might go after death, right? And the answer for that is, well, death is scary, but I mean, it's inevitable, right? We all have to face it one day. Like, I'm pretty scared of death, but it is what it is, right? I don't know.
Follow.
Okay, I will definitely say you should definitely read the Gospels.
Okay, I'll take it into consideration.
Nothing wrong with reading, I guess, but...
I want to say one thing, that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through him.
Bro. You know what?
Gospels.
Be right back. Give me a second.
Okay, I'll take it into consideration.
I want to say one thing, that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through him.
How's it going?
Doing okay.
Excellent. So my question is less about political violence and more about what's happening post the political violence that just occurred. So on October 8th, 4 CEOs have been called to testify in front of Congress, Discord, Twitch, Steam, and I'm forgetting the other one off the top of my head, Reddit. Thank you. And I'm wondering, one, what's your stance on that, considering your view, you've been deplatformed before, and also, well, first, I guess, what's your view on that?
I mean, it depends on like what you're looking at, but I think that there is probably an unacceptable amount of, on some platforms, like an open call, sometimes it feels like to violence. I feel like it's gotten pretty insane, especially on platforms like Twitch. I think that there are pretty insane statements made all the time by a lot of people, but I feel like we kind of follow right now the leadership in the United States. I feel like Trump has kind of set the tone on where a lot of those conversations are, unfortunately. So it's hard to come down really hard on some platforms when I feel like the leadership in the US itself, echoes a lot of the same sentiments. But I mean, in general, I think it's not good where a lot of the social media platforms are.
Do you think this is like
I was trying to find my Quran, but I couldn't find it, okay? I was gonna say, like, for every single Bible reference or Christian reference that they make, I'm gonna read out, like, a line from the Quran as well. Hold on. Quran. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so from now on, that's what I'm gonna do, because we have to make it equal, okay?
the government actually cares?
But I feel like we kind of follow right now the leadership feels like to
Who is this?
Foreskins. God. Old Testament.
Nemesis, thank you so much for the $2 in California money. Thank you.
How's it going?
Doing okay.
Excellent.
Oh my god, this guy has a ferocious chin. What the fuck?
So my question is less about political violence and more about what's happening post the political violence that just occurred. So on October 8th, 4 CEOs have been called to testify in front of Congress, Discord, Twitch, Steam, and I'm forgetting the other one off the top of my head, Reddit. Thank you. And I'm wondering, one, what's your stance on that, considering your view, you've been deplatformed before, and also, well, first, I guess, what's your view on that?
I mean, it depends on like what you're looking at, but I think that there is probably an unacceptable amount of, on some platforms, like an open call, sometimes it feels like to violence. I feel like it's gotten pretty insane, especially on platforms like Twitch. I think that there are pretty insane statements made all the time by a lot of people, but I feel like we kind of follow right now the leadership in the United States. I feel like Trump has kind of set the tone on where a lot of those conversations are, unfortunately. So it's hard to come down really hard on some platforms when I feel like the leadership in the US itself, echoes a lot of the same sentiments. But I mean, in general,
Yeah, hear that, Dan Saltman?
I think it's not good where a lot of the social media platforms are.
Do you think this is like the government actually caring about deplatforming, or do you think, I mean, I'm going to be honest, your community, your podcast host, Dan Saltman, has been involved in mass letter campaigns to people like Richie Torres to get people deplatformed, and I'm obviously referring to Hassan. I agree with you on some things, I agree with Hassan on some things, I'm kind of in the middle on that progressive end. However, I do feel like there's been some content creators, Asmongold, H3H3, all those kind of fuckers, who have all been involved in this push to deplatform people. And I feel like it's now coming back to bite you in the butt, for example. I mean, your name's being mentioned in congressional hearings now. I'm just wondering, do you feel any responsibility for that?
I think there's a huge difference between deplatforming somebody by pressuring a platform to take action on something versus like the FCC and Donald Trump pressuring organizations to do things.
We agree on that, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think people have a right to have their voices heard on things. People have had to be deplatformed from things, whether I agree or disagree. Sometimes, it is what it is, but I think it's fundamentally a different conversation than what we saw happen just recently with Kimmel and the entirety of the Conservative Party supporting it. I think is a very scary thing. Yeah, but I mean, like there are some things that people think they have like an absolutist position on, but their position is a lot more malleable. They just haven't seen it like tested yet. Like all of us agree in some level of deplatforming, right? Like if some guy were to go live on a YouTube stream and he was just abusing dogs all day, just like, punch him in the head, I think everybody would be like, well, this guy should probably be banned. Like there's going to be some level where we're all like, well, this is probably not okay. Like watching Hassan, clap and cheer with his chat when Houthis are hijacking ships in the ocean and saying that they're based in Awesome, I think is an insanely unhinged thing to watch on a media platform, especially by their own rules, to say you can't champion terrorist violence. So, there's going to be some level of obviously disagreement that people should be allowed to have across social media platforms, but I think it's gotten really extreme on a lot of them right now.
So you mentioned the Kimmel thing. That just happened. The FCC is obviously being weaponized for censorship purposes. It's also kind of like kiss the ring and will allow you to do mergers, all that stuff going on behind the scenes. Where do you see this going? Do you see it being weaponized more against political opposition, or do you think it's kind of going to stop once the Democrat takes power, or do you think the Democrats are going to do it to Republicans?
The problem is if you ask Republicans, what is your red line, they'll never give you one. Republicans have no red line. They will cheer for literally anything this administration does, and I think Trump is realizing that more and more. So, where does it stop? I have absolutely no idea. I don't think anybody knows where it'll stop. It'll stop wherever Donald Trump wants it to stop, basically.
All right, and I guess one more thing I wanted to ask. So going back to, you've been deplatformed. Do you have an urge to get back on these sites that you've been banned from, or do you just kind of feel like you're carving your own lane now?
Twitch,
for Twitch, no way, right? Fuck. I don't even want to fucking stream on Twitch. Because people told me, why don't you multi-stream to Twitch? And honestly, first of all, I'm lazy. Second of all, I just don't think it'll go anywhere. And then third of all, and last of all, okay, lowest on my priority, by the way, okay, just being honest here, okay, is that, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to switch Twitch as a platform either. To be fair, right? Yeah.
It'd be nice to, but I'm not holding my breath for it right now. So, yeah, just operate where you can, I guess.
All right, cool. I just wanted to have a discussion about that, so.
He just wants to be able to appear on streams and not have people avoid I'm sure it's more outreach. I'm sure Destiny would restream to Twitch. Yeah, he went on TikTok, right? And TikTok is pretty fucking shady. If anything, TikTok is even more shady, right? TikTok is probably way worse than Twitch in many aspects, no? But yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
You'd be so banned. Yeah, exactly. I fuck with you heavy, Food Stamps. You give great commentary. No, my commentary sucks. Stop watching me.
You're
Hi.
a fucking coward, Destiny.
Oh, it's the dog fucker. What's up, dude?
I did not come here tonight to argue with you nor anybody in this room.
Wait, why the fuck is that person not yet wait, why is that person in here still? What the fuck? Isn't it fucking evening time? Doesn't he have things to do? Or what the fuck? There's just no fucking...
All I want to say is Jesus is King, Jesus is Lord. Give your life to Jesus and you will never be the same. Last thing I want to say is free Israel and Israel high.
Hail Satan! Wow.
Wait, hold on. Obligatory. No doubt in the remembrance of Allah, hearts find comfort. Quran 13:28. Indeed, with every hardship is ease. Quran 94:6. Say, O my servants who has transgressed against themselves by sinning, do not despair at the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. Indeed, it is He who is the forgiving, the merciful. 39:53. Whenever my servants ask about me, indeed, I am near. I respond to the call of the supplicant whenever he calls upon me. Quran 2:186. Okay.
You have a thing to say, right? You have an actual thing to say, right?
Yeah. Oh, mashallah. Okay.
Hey there.
And Allah Akbar. Okay.
As one of the last speakers tonight, I just want to say thank you for coming out. And I know that, you wouldn't condemn Charlie Kirk's murder without Trump doing so. Did I kind of get that right?
Can you repeat that last thing?
That you wouldn't condemn Charlie Kirk's murder unless Donald Trump did so.
I condemn all political violence. I will, but I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on shows where there are a bunch of Republicans that deny anything happened on their side just to play the game on the liberal side, and then have this cycle repeat ad infinitum, which is where we're at over and over and over again. I think everybody should be willing to say.
That totally makes sense. As what.
Who the fuck is talking in the background? Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up.
I would condemn his murder, Charlie Kirk's murder too.
It was weekly. Corantos 3:16.
Regardless of what the president did or didn't do. And I want to connect a thread earlier about Republicans who aren't afraid of political violence. Charlie Kirk made the claims Islam is the sword of the left, is the sword the left is using to slit the throat of America, and that the left and Islam are two threats combining forces to come after us. That migrants from Haiti will be raping your women and hunting you down at night, and will be coming for your daughter next. These are all things that Charlie.
Whoa. Pause. Oh, chill with the language, okay?
Kirk said. Kirk also said Jewish donors have been the #1 funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. So, he says all these things, and people who aren't hateful don't say things like that. The only next step for someone rational who hears those things would be to try to kill the people who say those things, because, just operating under the pretense that.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying there. I would be careful with that, obviously, because you don't want to say that, this gets us into, the punch a Nazi thing, right? The big conversation that, people need to have is,
I think I noticed, the conservatives in the audience, they're not really heckling Destiny as much anymore. Have you guys noticed that? Maybe they're just getting tired, or maybe they're getting comfortable with him, because I'm not entirely sure. Because before it was I think it was after that girl. I think it was after that, fucking conservative girl who told him to shut the fuck up, which is based. I just noticed that maybe they're getting more comfortable with him, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know. Listen, I'm just expecting them to hop onto stream in 5 days, okay? 100% they're gonna hop onto stream, assuming that Destiny doesn't die, okay? They're gonna hop onto stream and fucking fight it out, okay?
if you characterize your political opponents a certain way, you're basically only giving people violence away out, whether it's dealing with you or dealing with your political opponents, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a bad thing. I think that the left has had issues with that broadly, for sure, but the right has a huge issue with it right now that I won't address. But when you cast your enemies, it's good and evil, or it's the entirety of a party that is, corrupted, or it's all immigrants or whatever.
Martini, shaken, not stirred. Today, they'd profile Jesus, rip him from Mary, toss him in a camp, drag him to court with no lawyer, then deport him straight back to Bethlehem, aka Palestinian territories.
Silver King, thank you for the $10. I'm just gonna think that that's some kind of elaborate shitpost. Thank you.
It just sucks that they're leaving people only one way out. They're leading them to, one conclusion. And I condemn his murder, and I condemn the shooter who killed him. But it's I am of the belief that people shouldn't be like he was. The rhetoric has to be above that.
Yeah, I would agree, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, and sorry. What do you think it would take for folks to realize Kirk's rhetoric and similar rhetoric won't solve our problems?
I have maybe more time going forth where our problems aren't being solved. We're about to see with this tariff stuff, so yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Thanks, appreciate hearing your thoughts.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Hi, friend.
It's over. It's over. I don't want to hear Nazareth speak. Dude, she's so annoying. Okay, sorry. Okay, listen. I think that was a post from... Really? Oh, today they profile Jesus written from there. Okay, I get it now. Okay, yeah. Okay, yes. Face. Yes, true. They would. Okay, fine. We'll listen to
So recently you have been, I'm gonna take the soy pill as well. As somebody, we've been friends for 3 years and support you in a lot of ways, but I've been frustrated by your peers' performance and particularly the leaning into the ratcheting things up. I agree that
do not be sexist. Do not be racist. Do not be ableist. You're better than this, cat. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Yes.
You don't want to clap for me, I can assure you. We're not on the same team. I agree that when there's two people standing with lit matches and one person puts out the match, The issue is that it doesn't stop the paper from burning if the other team won't turn it out. And I agree that right now, President Trump is refusing to put that match out. And most Republican pundits are refusing to put that match out, which I think is bad, right? I denounce that behavior. I think it's harmful to the nation. The issue is that when you're talking through the rationale for why we need to do this, you typically use prisoner's dilemma, yeah? Okay. My issue with using like game theory is that that's not how people work. I think that when we try to assume like game theory or prisoner's dilemma to try to understand how people think and work, we're like.
Wait. Can anyone link Destiny's explanation for the game theory applying to this scenario? I'm not entirely sure how it works or what, like, people keep referring to this. People keep referring to this game theory shit. But I'm not entirely sure what
assuming that most people will continue to consistently act most rationally and that the most rational outcome will be the thing that people experience. And that's not really true. Like in the case of the prisoner's dilemma, what you actually have is two sides where the win.
Wait, but in the prisoner's dilemma, isn't it the fact that like it's literally how people work?
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Go make me a sandwich, erudite sandwich. I'll do it for you foods. I am here for the sexism.
Soberkin, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate that. Perfect.
The prisoner's dilemma is one example of something game theory studies. Let's assume Alice and Tom are caught stealing wallets. Game theory assumes they're both rational and self-interested. The regular punishment for what they did is 1 year in jail each. However, let's also assume the police expects one of them was involved in a more serious offense, stealing valuable paintings from a museum. Alice is offered a deal by the police. If she testifies against Tom for the more serious crime, and Tom doesn't testify against her, she gets 0 jail time, but Tom gets 8 years. Tom gets the same offer. If none of them testifies, each person only gets 1 year in jail. If both of them testify, they get 3 years each. Obviously, it seems in their best interest that neither of them testifies, as only 2 years of total jail time would result, 1 for each. However, let's look at things from their perspective. Alice sees that if she doesn't testify, there are 2 outcomes, one in which she gets 1 year and one in which she gets 8. She then sees that if she testifies, she either gets 0 jail time or 3 years. Testifying, therefore, seems more appealing. The same thing goes for Tom. Game theory therefore predicts that both of these rational...
Because you don't have the entirety of the picture in perspective, right? Because you don't have the entirety of the picture in perspective. Wait, but I already know about this. It's not the first time I've heard about this. Very well. Then I shall see the true context of the situation. Go, give it to me. Why'd you link me this?
How should liberals respond to this? Been away from streams for a bit. What's my supposed to be?
All right, natural.
Oh shit! Oh, I have to run. Remind me after this. I need to explain the prisoner's dilemma. Okay, you guys need to understand this. All right.
Wait, this is such a banger song. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. This is such a banger song, guys. This is actually such a banger song, though. Wait.
That's a fact, that's the truth. Look how bad that it gets when it's...
Bro, I'm sorry. This is like actually a banger song, okay? Hold on. Wait, are you sure this is the correct timestamp? Like... Oh, here it is, Okay, alright, yeah. Thank God.
If you remember...
Bro, listen, I'm black, and I can recognize a banger, okay? An autistic gamer. Autistic banger when I see one, okay? It's not a banger in the sense of like you agree with the lyrics or anything like that, or the flow or anything like that. It's a banger in the sense like it stimulates my autism, you know?
Remember, there is in the prisoner's dilemma, I think a lot of people talk about this. I don't know how many people are aware of how that actually works, but for prisoner's dilemma, the idea is basically, or the issue with it, it's a paradoxical setup kind of where there is a positive outcome for 2 different players. However, both players basically become incentivized using logic to take the worst outcome, basically, for collectively. So you have two different people who are incentivized, or I'm sorry, you have two different people who are caught, and the two people who are caught are being interrogated by the police. And then the question is do you cooperate with the police and rat out your friend, or do you not cooperate with the police? I shouldn't be using cooperate like this. Or do you not work with the police and then you cooperate with your friend?
Woohoo! I love Cozy Time by way of watching Steven explain things. Woohoo!
That's supposed to be phrased, right? So in World 1,
the devil is a Democrat! Dude, oh my god. So good. The devil is a Democrat.
You have, fuck, how do you draw this? We do B for betray, C for cooperate, I think.
There's a half-hour segment you're just trying to get out of watching Nasa Erudite. Fine. Dude, I'm not trying to get out of watching Nasa Erudite, okay? I'm not.
Condition isn't both get to get off scot-free, or they're one
We'll watch it afterwards, okay?
person's in jail, one person's not.
We need more content afterwards anyway, okay?
Not. The actual issue is that it's an audience watching this.
I refuse to watch Wick.
And they get to
Okay, not today, okay? But, I mean...
decide the outcomes of the...
Also, by the way, Lex Friedman donated like $100 to Wick today, okay? I'm just saying.
These people, right?
He does this pretty often, by the way.
Right? If the left and right are in a boxing match, the winning team isn't the team that knocks the other team out faster or harder. It's who the audience loves the most, because that's how democracy works. And so a lot of my issue with your leaning into ratcheting up feels like it's betraying the fundamental psychology of how humans work, which is that it is not the most rational thing. Most moderates look at the assassination and they're horrified, but then they look at you mocking Erica Kirk and they're horrified. And the issue is that all we're doing is we're just driving normal people further away, not because they're making the most rational decision, but because they are the audience that gets to decide the winner.
Like I said before, it's a cost-benefit analysis, right? If that makes sense. You determine whether or not it's worth the risk or not, right? Like, how do you know that by down the line, when finally there's no more double standards, and the reason why there's no more double standards is because Destiny is the one that pioneered the movement, right? If that makes sense. So the thing is you don't know what is down the line. It's a long-term calculation. It's a long-term, it's a long-term calculation, right? Because right now you're pushing away the moderates. Well, let's just say this, okay? How do you know that they weren't already going to be pushed away? How do you know that they weren't already going to vote for Trump in the first place, right? Because chances are, if you're a moderate, after 12 years of this shit, aren't you still going to vote for Trump? The thing is that it's not like this situation is going to suddenly turn your mind, right? It's not going to change your mind. This situation is not going to turn your mind. What, point to one Democrat outside of Drew Pavlo, who is a fucking Australian, by the way, who is changing their mind in order to be more, I don't know, be more pro, MAGA and stuff, right? Outside of Drew Pavlo, by the way, who is an Australian. But again, right, it just doesn't really make much sense, right? Because again, to me, at the very least, it's a fucking cost-benefit analysis. You're basically analyzing that down the line we're going to have better discourse, but right now we have to take the brunt hit first and it's going to hurt. So it's kind of like tariffs, right? Except if tariffs actually worked. So yeah, that's just basically what it is. Anyway.
And I'm terrified that you are driving the audience to look at us as the villains, and I don't want the left to be the villains.
Yeah, so I think that when you look at prisoner's dilemma stuff or tit for tat strategies, I think that's exactly how humans work. I think it maps on perfectly to human behavior. I think that people don't do things if they think it's going to be a bad outcome for it. I think that people do things if they feel like there's going to be some cooperative effort for it. I think that the thing that I guess I would fight for right now, rather than just the whether or not you look unhinged or not, I think there should be a fight for the framing. I think that in a system where Donald Trump can make violent statement after violent statement after violent statement after violent statement, if somebody could look at a random person on the left and go, wow, this is too much for me, that system is deeply broken. And I think it's worth having the fight there rather than to constantly play into the right-wing framing.
I would grant you this. The issue is that when I watched the Piers debate, you have Andrew Wilson, the major attack that you had on him was denouncing Hortman, and he just immediately did it. And so all of a sudden you've lost all of the moral high ground. You just optically look terrible.
Well, to be clear, it's not losing any moral high ground, it's losing your perceived optical high ground. But
you know somebody who did
I think that Destiny is actually okay with his friends like confronting him like this on like in front of everybody else, right? Because the thing is that yeah, it might look incredibly gay to anyone else, but chances are, do you know what it is? I think it's Soy Pill and Erudite like asking him in the background, "Hey, do you like you don't think you mind if I like debate you in front of everyone? Like you don't mind if I like confront you in front of everyone, right?" And then Destiny probably was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with that." This is my assumption. This is my speculation. Not the fact of the matter, okay? But yeah.
Making unhinged statements were Jimmy Kimmel, and he just got completely suspended by the FCC.
Sure, but
and
yeah,
every single conservative on the right cheered it on.
These aren't
and
selling.
he didn't say anything unhinged whatsoever. So.
This isn't selling to me, right? Like, we agree on this. Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled is fucking stupid, and everyone participating in cancel culture is fucking stupid. Like, we agree on these things. The issue is that to most normal viewers, they watched you look more awful than every other person on that panel, whereas you could have just had the high ground if you go, of course the killing of...
Yeah, but have you ever considered that being awful is a good thing? Like, I feel like when someone says something is awful, like the definition itself implies that there's something bad going on, right? That it is bad, right? When you say it's awful. But hold on, but you're saying it's optically awful. But is being optically awful necessarily a bad thing? If it gets you more views, if it gets you more attention so then you can spread your message, if it gets you some kind of traction, is it actually that bad? Because as human beings, we can only take a look at what is happening immediately, right? We have difficulty perceiving what happens downstream, right? Which is why people don't realize that cutting USAID could result in millions of deaths, right? Even though objectively that's likely what's going to happen, right? So downstream, we have no idea what's going to happen, but we have to take that into account as well, right? The long game. But yeah, anyway.
Charlie Kirk was wrong, but why isn't the president calling down violence? Like,
yeah, and then they immediately moved to the next Twitter account. You guys always have fantasies
Wait, sorry, what can get your stream demonetized? What?
in your mind about what the conversation will look like next, but it never, ever, ever goes that way. Like, I can ask for an example of it happening, and there's none.
By the way, this is Andrew denouncing it until he plays dumb about it, being a conservative. Oh my lord.
Exact mindset. Will any of the conservatives here acknowledge the conservative that murdered Melissa Hortman and her husband and shot the other senator in Minnesota?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just
that it was
about
a
all
conservative
political
shooter?
violence.
That it was a conservative shooter?
I don't know the details on that particular case. If I did, and it turned out that it was it was the case, of course, I would say that such violence should be disavowed. Thing is, you can't hold your entire moral standard based on what you think Trump is doing or.
But the problem here is that, like, Andrew Wilson here is like, he's like, if this is true, right? Like, why do you not know about this? Like, I guess is also part of my question, right? Like, why the fuck do you not know about this? Yeah. Like, the fact that he can't, I don't know, whatever, man. It's fine.
You have none. If you disavow it and you say, yeah, of course it's valid, I go, well, what about this person on Twitter? Anna Kasparian on that program disavowed it. And Andrew Wilson started bringing up old tweets of hers. And then when he didn't know he had old tweets of hers, he started bringing up old tweets of Cenk. And then he started bringing up old tweets from the Young Turks. And Anna Kasparian wasn't any closer than I was to having any kind of like
Sure, but now you can
side.
immediately move that conversation into a more interesting conversation.
It's not more interesting to find out what
inciting
tweet can be
violence is not the
pinned
same
on.
thing as being mean, and that's a meaningful conversation to have.
I clearly not, because I've never incited violence against Erica. You just said it looks bad to, say anything about the fact that she's fundraising for Charlie Kirk, on her husband's death, which I think is crazy in the immediate aftermath of that. So, I mean, I would rather have, I don't know, we'll see, I guess in a year or two how it pans out, but I think I would rather have the argument over, like, the framing needs to change, that it can't constantly be that one side has to act, 50 million levels of morality above the other side to be taken seriously. That's just a very unserious, and if that is where the moderate is at or the normie is at, then I guess we just go to the next, whatever the next form of government is, because the current one is not working, yeah.
Hi, Stephen.
Hey, guys. Sorry, can we just have the conversation?
My question is, what is something that you think that we all could do, yourself included, to promote unity in politics, in the culture, just unity? What do you think would help?
I think one of the most corrosive aspects to conversation is when people assume the other person is operating in bad faith. that when somebody says they want the whole country to be religious, it's just because they want to be oppressive and, shut down everybody's religions, rather than they genuinely think that Jesus Christ is the only way through salvation and that it would make everybody's life better. And then on the same, when people are fighting for, trans healthcare, other people thinking, oh, they just want to brainwash my kid and, chop their genitals off or whatever. I think that the most important thing you can do, if you're trying to find common ground, if you're not just trying to win a debate or own somebody, or scream at somebody on a college campus, I think the best thing you can do is assume the other person is coming at it in good faith, and then try to figure out, like, why do you
Make
think
sure
this?
that I can do that fucking profile low, okay? Before you go get a
Drew Pavlo's far-right donor, Simon Fenwick, ran out of money. His dad to telling him to get a job. What? When was this?
Make sure that I can do that fucking profile low, okay? Before you go get a fucking job.
I don't care about a job, I'm just
Oh,
trying.
fucking bullshit, I'm not paying for you this your life, dickhead.
I'm fighting for what's right, that's why.
Just keep your fucking profile down before you won't get hired by anybody.
I don't care about the school line, I'm going
Who's
to.
gonna pay for you,
I'm gonna be fine, I'm protesting tomorrow. Make sure that I can do.
Would make the country better, when I think something completely different would make the country better. I think that'd be one of the most important things, but I think our whole media apparatus is driven towards kind of like rage baiting and outrage and everything. Yeah,
I completely agree. And I know it's hard because people come at you really in a already turned.
That was Drew Pavlo. It seems like Drew Pavlo was filming because his voice was the clearest. Yeah.
Up to 11, but I mean, would you be able to say that going forward you're going to try and assume that some of these Trump supporters do approach it from good faith? Maybe not the ones that are come at you screaming full volume, but the ones like
So Drew Pavlo is just unemployed. Okay.
I don't know if she's still in here, but the girl with the hat, and she had a really it ended with I agree. It ended with her saying I agree with you. So I think
Yeah, so like, this sounds condescending, I don't mean to sound that way. I think that most of the people in places like this, I think, are good faith. But that's the reason why I have so much anger for some of the larger conservative figures I debate, because I think that they don't do it in good faith, and I think they're misleading a lot of people intentionally. We argued about Jan 6 earlier in here, and about, people being let into the building. When I debated Owen Schroyer on stage, I bet him $5,000 that the people that broke into the Capitol were Proud Boys first, and he wouldn't take that bet with me on stage. And the reason why is because he knew that he was lying. But I bet there are people in the audience that would take a smaller bet because they're really confident, because he sells that lie to him. So yeah, that it's something that bothers me a ton. I think that, my mom and dad are both hardcore.
How many do you think approached a blonde chick during this whole thing? Probably 1 or 2. Probably 4 or 5.
MAGA, so I don't think they're bad faith. I don't think they want their country to be destroyed. Yeah, I think that most people on the ground, most people that are listening to media, and even that aren't absorbed in it 24/7, are coming at it, with some level of good faith. So it's the pundits that drive me the craziest. Yeah,
I agree. Thank you.
Can I bring it out here? Yeah. Okay. You got anything left you want to say?
You guys fuck Benjamin Netanyahu, right?
Agree.
Fuck Benjamin Netanyahu. Fuck this coward that comes up here and wishes for violence on citizens.
All right,
This
guys.
man does not support free speech or open debate. This is a mockery. Somebody get this guy out of here.
Yeah, thank you.
Wait, why do they... Dude, hold on. Shoot, Fops. Thanks so much, RK. Wait, are you Carnax? I forgot who RK is. But it doesn't really matter, okay? The point here is that... I feel like, dude, shouldn't pro-Palestinians be protesting towards Trump? I don't fucking know, dude. Fuck me.
That's one thing we can all agree on, that we want this guy out, MAGA or not.
One thing, I will say, and I hope that people on the right keep this in mind too, I do think we have something really special in the United States where we can all get around and shout at people, and I appreciate, listen man, even you, God bless you, that's great, the next dick I suck, I'm gonna have you in mind when I do it, okay? So, listen, I do think it's nice, the guys that are screaming at me over here, hey, I appreciate it, you came out, you shouted at me, you didn't shoot at me, I appreciate it. This guy out here, God bless him, I hope your dog...
Fucking soy beta behavior.
And your family that was here early recording you, God bless you too, so I do appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, we're wrapping up here. Okay, thank you.
Sees you as an embarrassment.
We're wrapping up. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming. Please visit our website, unfuckamericaTour.com. You can donate, sign up to volunteer, and you can start a campus chapter. Thank you, guys.
Bro, the security guard has like the best fucking job ever, dude. He's just like standing there and getting like free fucking discourse. A guy's experiencing it. Okay, and he's getting paid.
Nice. Wait. Yeah, sure. Hold on, my thing is still on. Hold on, so mic. Yeah.
Donald Trump shares bizarre AI generated video of Trump. God. Yeah, wait, but we already watched this, right? Yeah, I didn't know about this. Did we convert him to the security guard? He's thonking, okay? So when we donated to get food chips, a trip to the new Gaza, I'll live stream it. I'll live stream that. From my point of view, the Jedi is evil.